Bob Allen Motor Mall, Hometown Radio Network, teaming up every morning to honor this great country with the playing of our national anthem. Our phone number this morning to call in is 859-238-9447. That's 238-WHIR to get your birthdays and your anniversaries right here on the Joe Show on this Tuesday morning, the 4th day of March. Here's how birthdays look on this March the 4th. Starting off with Jim Carrey, who has a birthday today. Not that Jim Carrey. This is the Jim Carrey, as in the more important Jim Carrey, the local Jim Carrey having a birthday. Jason McCard, my cousin-in-law, having a birthday today. Lindsay Criz celebrates a birthday today. And Jared Thomas celebrates a birthday today as well. 4 names that we have down. Again, Jim Carrey, Jason McCard, Lindsay Criz, and Jared Thomas. 859-238-WHIR. That's 238-9447. It's a Tuesday. It's the 4th day of March. That's 030425, and so glad to have you on the Joe Show on this Tuesday morning. Typical Tuesday we have lined up for you. First guest comes on here this morning at 7:10. That'll be Boyle County and Casey County State Rep Daniel Elliott, who will join the show this morning. And happy to have Daniel on the show at 7:10. We'll talk about what he expects to see this week and this morning on the House floor as he heads to Frankfort later on this morning. At 7:40, County Agents Corner, brought to you by Bluegrass South Livestock Market. County Agents Corner this week is Mercer County's week, and it's Jessica Besson who will call in this morning. Jessica did say that she may be a little late or a little early, or may not be right on time. Probably a little late because the conference starts today, she's at, right at 7:30 this morning. So she's going to try to sneak out and give us the County Agents Corner at 7:40. 8 o'clock in the morning hour, 8:10, we're talking with the Boyle County Public Library. Today is Mike Marcy calling in. And Mike is the new got a PR guy there at the Boyle County Public Library. And we'll see what Mike's got on his mind. He'll be making his radio debut, at least in the library side of things. We've talked with Mike before other times. Works for the Advocate Messenger doing some sports journalism as well. And Mike does a great job with sports and also at the library. New guy there at the library. So talk with Mike at 8:10 this morning about the library. 8:20, Randy Graham is in studio with Randyisms. The thoughts of Randy Graham and Randy Graham's thoughts Tuesdays and Thursdays here at 8:20 in the morning. 8:40, James the Gardener's on here. A little gardening with James for you. We get your morning and your spring season. It's around the corner. We spring forward on Sunday, Saturday night, Sunday morning. We're setting the clocks forward an hour. So I feel like, next week, weather's looking good. We're springing forward. It's March. It's time to start seriously thinking about those spring gardens. We'll have James on here at 8:40 this morning. Dusty's on here at 9:10 with the Kentucky Music Preview. And at 9:35, it's a Tuesday with Stith, as our friends from Stith Funeral Home join the show and answer questions about the funeral business at 9:35 this morning. That's the rundown of today's show. We'd love to have you on. Our phone number this morning to call in is 859-238-9447. That's 238-WHIR. To get your voice on the Joe Show on this Tuesday morning. And so glad to have you aboard us. We'll start off, as we always do, with a look at early morning sports. The Bengals franchise tag a star wide receiver. Jimmy Johnson announces his retirement from the Fox broadcast booth. Serena Williams joined the WNBA expansion team ownership group. Those are the headlines on this Tuesday morning. I'm Joe Mathis, guiding you through these Tuesday morning sports, starting off in the NFL with your Cincinnati Bengals, where the Bengals aren't letting T. Higgins hit free agency again. They placed the franchise tag on Higgins ahead of Tuesday's 4 o'clock in the afternoon deadline. The Bengals intend to continue to negotiate a long-term extension with the wide receiver before the NFL's July 15th deadline to sign franchise players to long-term contracts. Cincinnati's decision to tag Higgins comes just days after Bengals director of player personnel Duke Tobin said the team's preference was to sign Higgins to a long-term contract at the NFL Combine. Higgins posted tag to his X account on Monday afternoon. Given that this is the second season that Higgins is getting the franchise tag, the value is now up to $26.2 million. $1,000. The wide receiver franchise tag is set at $23.9. Higgins asked the Bengals for a trade before he reluctantly played under the franchise tag last season. The wide receiver is faced with a similar one-year pact again this year. Staying in football, Jimmy Johnson has been an analyst for Fox NFL Sunday since the program debuted in 1994. After 31 years, the 81-year-old is calling it quits as he announced on the WHIR with Colin Cowherd on Monday. "I've made an extremely difficult decision," Johnson said. "I've been thinking about it for the last 4 or 5 years, and I've decided to retire from Fox." Speculation about Johnson's retirement began to run rampant during the network coverage of Super Bowl 59. Fox ran a tribute to the longtime analyst as part of its pregame show, and Fox NFL Sunday host Kurt Menefee asked Johnson if the Super Bowl would be his last time on air in this role. "One day at a time," Kurt, Johnson replied, but now Johnson is ready to ride off into the sunset, even despite how much he's enjoyed his role with the network. In the WNBA world, tennis great Serena Williams has joined the WNBA expansion team Toronto Tempo's ownership group. The team is owned by Kilmer Sports Ventures, and Tannenbaum is the chair of the group. He's also the chairman of the Maple Leaf Sports and Entertainment, which owns the Toronto Raptors and Toronto Maple Leafs, among other pro sports franchises. Tannenbaum also wields influence as the chairman of the NBA's Board of Governors. In high school basketball yesterday, it was a bad night for both area teams. Boyle County fought hard and actually led by 9 early in the fourth quarter over Rockcastle County, but the Lady Rockets scored the game's last 10 points and outscored Boyle County by a score of 22-9 in the fourth quarter overall to beat Boyle County 52-46. In the nightcap, Wayne County throttled Mercer County in the opening round of the 12th Region Girls Basketball Tournament. Both those losses ends Boyle County's and Mercer County's season, respectively. Meanwhile, more girls high school basketball tonight as DCA kicks off the region tournament for themselves. It'll be a 6:30 tip-off. They're taking on Pulaski County. We'll have it right here on the Hometown Radio Network on 103.9 FM WHIR. That's sports, and I'm Joe Mathis for the Hometown Radio Network.
And just like that, gold prices hit yet another all-time highs. Investors, central banks, billionaires from all around the world are flocking to own physical gold and silver. And guess what? Your chance to get off the sidelines and join this bull market is right now. My name is Jeremy Blossom. I'm with Advantage Gold, the #1 customer-rated gold company in America. And we have a free gold investment guide to help you understand what's going on and, more importantly, how to own physical gold and silver. All you need to do is call us at 1-800-900-8000 today, and we'll rush you this guide. It's 1-800-900-8000. Get our free gold investment guide and learn why now is the right time to own physical gold and silver. And if you call now, you could also earn up to $1,000 in free silver. What are you waiting for? Get off the sidelines. Call 1-800-900-8000 today.
Paid for by Advantage Gold. Performance may vary. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Always consult your financial and tax professional.
Hey, it's Joe Pags. Make plans to join us for the show. We're bringing the top news stories that are affecting you, the top stories from social media, pop culture stories, could be in sports. Maybe we'll sing a song or 2 or 3 or make fun of somebody that you want us to make fun of. That plus, of course, a big part of the program is you calling in. Look, we can agree, we can debate, we can yell at each other, we can sing a song together. We do it all right here on the Joe Pags Show, Monday through Friday, from 6 to 9 on WHIR AM 1230 and online at hometownlive.net.
Hey folks, Chrysler Cowboy here. When I started my journey in the automotive industry, learned 3 valuable lessons. 1, have a good product. 2, treat people with respect. And 3, make sure it's a fair deal for everybody. I'm proud to call Anderson County my home, and at Chrysler Lawrenceburg, we want to give you that down-home experience. We offer certified pre-owned vehicles that come with a lifetime engine warranty, free tire rotation with every oil change, and customer service that rivals the best anywhere around. Chrysler Cowboy. If you can't remember that, just look for the hat. It's where you need to be, folks. Chrysler of Lawrenceburg.
There's something special about eating at a local restaurant. When you're greeted at the door or you sit down at your regular seat, it's easy to tell the difference from a big chain restaurant. Cattleman's Roadhouse is proud to be locally owned, and we are committed to serving up the best hand-cut steaks, providing an all-you-can-eat salad bar, and cooking up delicious meals right here in your community. Whether you're spending time with family or just craving a great steak, we are here because the best places in life are local.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
It's brought to you by the Big Deals online store, hometownlive.net. Shop and save on gift certificates to local businesses at big-time discounts. Up to 50% every single day. Big Deals online store, hometownlive.net. All right, you get cloudy skies. A high today, 67. A low tonight of 52. Windy, breezy night this evening as the system blows in and really soaks us tomorrow. High tomorrow, we'll see temperatures drop down to 43 by the afternoon. Thursday, cloudy skies becoming sunny, high of 45. Friday, partly sunny and 56 at 6:25 in the morning. 48 degrees right here in Danville. Tuesday, the 4th day of March, 030425 on your calendar. So glad you are listening to The Joe Show on this Tuesday morning as we take a look at celebrity birthdays. Those famous people having famous birthdays on this famous day, starting off with 67-year-old actress Patricia Heaton. Wow, 67. She was the wife on Everybody Loves Raymond, Carol's Second Act, The Middle, and Patricia Heaton Parties. Here's a clip from the show The Middle. Patricia Heaton, 67 years old today.
I didn't get the job.
Well, don't worry. You'll get him next time, right?
I'm not so sure, Mike. Apparently, in order to get a job, you have to know who you are.
Patricia Heaton having a birthday today, 67 years old. I can't believe the wife from Everybody Loves Raymond, 67. The late Notre Dame football coach Newt Rockne would have had a birthday today. Rockne is regarded as one of the greatest coaches in college football history, helped to popularize the forward pass and made Notre Dame a major factor in college football. Newt Rockne on this date, 1888, was born. He died back in 1931. And the late scientist Garrett Morgan, the African-American inventor of the three-position traffic signal and one of the first gas masks as well, which he called a safety hood. He also made a heroic rescue in 1916 when he and 3 others used his safety hood device to save workers trapped in a water intake tunnel being dug under Lake Erie after a natural gas explosion and an ensuing fire. He was also the first African-American living in Cleveland, Ohio to buy and own an automobile. I like that story about using his own product. I'm sure people were skeptical, right? New product, new thing. He's like, watch this. I'll use it and save these people's lives. This is how good this product works. I've got faith in my own handiwork. Garrett Morgan would have had a birthday today. This date, 1877. Celebrity birthdays on this date, March the 4th.
On this day in country music.
Alrighty then, Mr. Voice. It was on this day, country music history, 1967, where Jackson, a duet by Johnny Cash and June Carter, Carl Perkins played the guitar for it, entered the country and western charts. It was on this day, country music history, in the year 2000, where Amazed by Lone Star became the first country song to have topped both the Billboard Hot Country singles and tracks and the Billboard Hot 100 since 1983. And it was on this day, country music history, in the year 2008, where Alan Jackson released his 15th album, an album called Good Time. And that's what's gone on this date, March the 4th, in country music history. My computer just got real slow out of nowhere. We'll see if I can get the songs loaded up. It was on this date, country music history. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to. And I don't know what happened. It was working perfectly, then suddenly decided it was not going to work. So after this commercial breakup, we'll come back and be back in 60 seconds right here on The Joe Show on 103.9 FM, WHIR, Danville News, Dog Sports.
Welcome home with Welch Homes.
With the Welch Homes team, transitions are a breeze. Whether buying or selling, they make it hassle-free, community-centered, and focused on you. Find out more at welchhomes.com. Welch Homes Real Estate, they love what they do, and it shows.
Welch Homes Real Estate. Welcome home with Welch Homes.
Going out of town or anywhere in the world? Stay in touch with WHIR on the internet at hometownlive.net. Powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
All right, we're back. I don't know what happened. The computer just was going to be uncooperative for about a minute and a half. We're back, and it was on this day, country music history, looking back at the year 1967, where this song debuted on the country and western charts.
We got married in a fever, hotter than a pepper sprout.
Johnny and June Jackson, the name of the song, entered the country and western charts, peaked at number 2 on the charts. The song was quickly covered by Nancy Sinatra and Lee Hazelwood, which gave them a pop hit 3 months later, and that's the only song we have time to focus on this morning's This Date in country music history. 6:30 in the morning, and news comes your way right now.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Kentucky lawmakers working on a state version of the Department of Government Efficiency.
Senate Bill 257 has advanced out of committee to the full chamber. It would create a Kentucky Office of Government Efficiency to be headed up by State Auditor Allison Ball.
I have become convinced that transparency is incredibly important. The public has to know what's happening, and this is just an added measure for that.
She tells WKYT it's not a new power, but performance audits haven't been conducted in some time. This bill would report the results of those audits to the Legislative Research Commission and the governor. I'm Jack Crumley.
A Gant man is dead and a second motorist hospitalized following Saturday's head-on vehicle collision in Gallatin County. Kentucky State Police sources say it happened near the intersection of State Route 1039 and Knox-Lula Road when the northbound Chrysler minivan collided with an oncoming Chevy SUV. The minivan's driver, ID'd as 18-year-old Kyle Jones, was pronounced dead at the scene. The other motorist was 20-year-old Andrew Heichelbeck. He was airlifted to a nearby hospital with unspecified injuries. No one else was hurt as KSP continues to investigate. Meantime, the opening ceremonies of the Kentucky Derby Festival just over a month away.
The Air Force F-35 fighter jet demo team will return to Thunder over Louisville this year. Lieutenant Colonel Josh Ketter at the Kentucky Air National Guard with more on the military planes in the sky.
We've got numerous aircraft, large aircraft. We got a planned C-5 this year. We haven't had a C-5 on the books in over a decade. It just defies logic to see the aircraft in flight. It's such a large aircraft.
The focal point of the fireworks show will be the Clark Memorial Bridge. New this year will be a series of fireworks launched in layers that will build into an American flag. Thunder over Louisville is Saturday, April 12th.
That's Paul Miles reporting. I'm Lee Mowen.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Hi, this is Caraway and Adeline at Mattresses and More next door to Ace Hardware in Danville. If you are looking for new furniture or bedding, come check out our tax refund sale. New merchandise arriving weekly and we sell off the floor. Get up to 35% off. We offer layaway and 12 months same as cash with approved credit. Come see our Nana. You'll be glad you did.
Again, buy it today, take it home today. Living room suits, bedroom suits, dinette sets, recliners, and more. From Mattresses and More, Southland Plaza next to Ace Hardware.
Hey, Kentucky High School senior, are you into having the chance to win a $1,000 scholarship you can use towards your in-state college, trade school, or certification program? If so, listen up. Participate in the I'm In College Acceptance Video Challenge, and you could have your video selected for a statewide TV commercial, as well as the chance to win a $1,000 scholarship. Are you in? Find out more today by visiting gearupky.org/video. That's gearupky.org/video. It's brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. The Boyle County Extension Office is partnering with the City of Danville to present a 5-session civic engagement and local government series with its purpose to educate citizens on local government and how things get done. The program is completely free, but they do ask that you register online to let them know which topics you're most interested in and so they can plan for snacks as well. The series also coincides with Danville's budget process, so it's a chance to get questions answered about that as well and learn how you can get involved. You can register by following the link on the City of Danville Facebook page. The Danville Architectural Heritage Board is accepting nominations for their 2025 Preservation Awards, which recognize the efforts in Danville and Boyle County in preserving historic built environment. The awards help celebrate those people and stories that inspire the community and reinforce the importance of historic preservation in Danville and Boyle County. There are multiple categories for the awards: residential exterior restoration, commercial or institutional exterior restoration, adaptive reuse, educational preservation project by an individual individual or group, an outstanding preservation project by an individual or group. The awards are presented in May. You can nominate a person or business for these awards at danvilleky.gov. The Boyle County Senior Commodities Distribution is set for this Thursday at Danville First Church of God. Seniors will be able to stay in their car and have their food box loaded for them. All clients on the active list should pick up food by 12:30, and those in the waiting list should pick theirs up between 12:30 and 1. If you have any questions, call Danville First Church of God at 859-236-4700. Temperatures are even warmer today, and we also expect a rain shower and thunderstorm as well tonight. It's a week that'll give us all kinds of different weather. Mid-60s with cloudy skies today, then a system that moves in tonight into Wednesday, which could bring with it damaging winds. Late tomorrow night into Thursday will bring a cold air surge with gusty winds in that system as well. But it is getting warmer as we head into next week. Meteorologists are expecting temperatures back into the 70s. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription. And I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
It's brought to you by our friends over at Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance, your local independent insurance agency. They proudly represent the Auto Owners Insurance Company. Call Mark or Chris. They'll give you a free quote, 859-236-6686, and ask if auto owners make sense for you. Mostly cloudy skies, a high today 67. A system moves in tonight, gives us some pretty strong gusty winds, and drops rain showers on us through tomorrow as well. May even see the potential of, get this, some snow mixed in tomorrow night as temperatures drop down below freezing. Thursday, mostly cloudy, becoming sunny, and a high of 45. Right now, 6:37 in the morning. It's 48 degrees. Tuesday, the 4th day of March. Larry Vaughn has got Vott's Views for you today. What's going on, Larry?
Vott's Views on University of Kentucky Sports is on the air. Featuring 7-time Kentucky Sports Writer of the Year, Larry Vaught.
Kentucky will have a spring football outing, but it's not going to be the traditional blue-white game that normally ends spring practice. The Cats start practice next week and are scheduled to conclude their 15 practices April 12th with 31 newcomers that arrived on campus in January. Some schools have decided not to have spring games, including Southeastern Conference teams Texas and Missouri. Some coaches don't want to let rivals scout their players before the transfer portal opens again in April. Kentucky coach Mark Stoops did not mention that fear, even though he has made it clear he plans to change UK's spring game format. He told media members that he wanted to do something to show both media and fans how his team was progressing and make access at Kroger Field available for those who want to attend. He said he was not sure whether he would just go with an open practice or try to format some kind of spring game.
Vott's Views will return in a moment.
It's time for a crop nutrition plan that gets more return from every drop. Starting with Pro Germinator from AgriLiquid, a complete phosphorus fertilizer product that includes nitrogen, potassium, and iron. More than 30 years of research shows that lower application rates of Pro Germinator often outperform other sources of fertilizer. With AgriLiquid's Pro Germinator, you can apply less and expect more. Find out more at agriliquid.com.
You probably will have to be at Kroger Field to see the game or open practice like it was last season when UK's number one offense went against the number one defense with no tackling to the ground. Mark Stoops says he does not anticipate the spring outing being on TV because he does not want to give other teams a chance to scout his players who might decide to enter the transfer portal. I really cannot blame him for feeling that way, but it's really no big deal because if you're a diehard fan and want to see the practice, you can still just go to Kroger Field.
Find more from Larry at your Sports Edge.
LarryVaught.com. Larry Vaught, Vaught's Views, Mondays through Fridays right here on The Joe Show, around 6:40 or so in the morning, every Monday through Friday. Hey, President Donald Trump says he's going to make English the official language in the U.S. with an executive order. It's interesting that English has never been the official language of the United States, and President Trump says he's going to do that, an executive order will make that happen. Well, check out the ad for the brand new Rosetta Trump.
Hi, folks. It's your favorite president, Donald Trump. And I've signed an executive order making English the official language of the United States. And more specifically, Trump English. That's why there's Rosetta Trump. Now you can learn how to speak Trump English. Observe.
How do I say, I would like a medium pepperoni pizza?
Repeat after me. I want a tremendous, bigly American-made pizza. We make the best pizza right here in America.
Okay, how about which way to the library?
Repeat after me. How do I get to Mar-a-Lago, the most fabulous resort on earth?
No, the library.
Repeat after me. Maga.
Huh?
That's Rosetta Trump. Learn how to speak my version of English today.
Yeah, Rosetta Trump. We'll see how that one goes over. Let's see what's going on in this morning's World of Good. Are you tired of the gloom and doom that saturates your daily news? Well, of course you are. And I am right there with you. These stories right here remind us of the silver lining in the cloud over all of our heads. It's my way of sharing the good news with you, and hopefully you'll go do the same for somebody else. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up on the piano. It is Mr. Floyd Kramer for you this morning. Story number one coming from Idaho, where when the last video rental store in Pocatello, Idaho closed, longtime customer Christina Cavanaugh, who has Down syndrome, faced losing an important part of her routine. Recognizing the significance of this video rental store, the owner, David Krenning, created a mini rental section in his adjacent convenience store just for her. Christina's mother, Tony, was deeply moved by this gesture and now calls the space Christina's Corner and is grateful for a community that cares so much. Story number two coming from Winder, Georgia, where Barrow County Deputy Giancarlos Arango risked his life last Tuesday to rescue a baby girl trapped in a burning apartment in Winder, Georgia. Battling heavy smoke, he and another officer crawled through the building, following the child's cries until he reached her and brought her safely outside. Arango later said he was thinking of his own daughter during the rescue and expressed gratitude that the baby now has a chance to grow up and get older. And story number three coming from Arkansas, where on Valentine's Day, Arkansas State University resident and student Mary Mashburn called an Uber to get to the hospital, not knowing that she was actually experiencing a life-threatening emergency. On the way to the hospital, her breathing stopped, and realizing that his customer was in anaphylactic shock, driver Shantez Allen rushed her to the ER, made sure she got her immediate care, and continued to check in on her for several days until she regained consciousness. Now back home in recovery, Mashburn is deeply grateful for Allen's quick thinking and believes her actions ended up saving her life, and very well may have. The good news, an Uber driver saves a college student's life with a ride to the hospital. A Georgia deputy rescues a baby from a second-floor burning building. And a video rental store owner closes his shop, but does open up a smaller shop for a loyal customer with Down syndrome. That's what's going on in this morning's World of Absolute Good, folks. Floyd Kramer, take us home, buddy. It's all yours. Silliness at Sunrise is coming up next.
direct from Belfast, Ireland and London's West End. Be transported to the Emerald Isle with Ireland's newest music sensation, the Shamrock Tenors. Lighting up the stage with their soaring five-part harmony, the Shamrock Tenors bring a fresh energy to your favourite Irish tunes. Experience the music of Ireland like never before with the Shamrock Tenors.
EKU Center for the Arts, Sunday, March 9th at 7:30.
Coda Classic.
Glad that he noticed my efforts to race him clean.
Once I made 2 mistakes in a row, then it was over. I'm Mark Darrow, and this is PRN's Garage Pass.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
With the shorter layout at the Circuit of the Americas, the crowd in Austin, Texas Sunday got more laps to enjoy. A thrilling fight to the finish between Christopher Bell and Kyle Busch in the Echo Park Automotive Grand Prix. Bell eventually fought his way by to grab his second straight Cup Series win, and when it was over, Busch went to victory lane to thank the Oklahoma driver for not doing him dirty.
Yeah, that was cool, and I'm glad that he noticed my efforts to stay off of him and race him clean. It was racing for the win. Obviously, he wants to win as bad as anybody.
I don't know if it was last year or the year before, one of the years, he wiped my out in turn 1, and this year, you know, he was incredibly gracious and very clean. I was cutting him off and blocking and doing all the stupid stuff that you need to do to try to protect the lead, but he was much faster than me and was able to just do a good job of biding his time and waiting for me to make a couple mistakes in a row. Once I made 2 mistakes in a row, then it was over.
I never in a million years would have thought that I would be sitting here with 3 out of 11 Cup wins on road courses, but it's awesome, and I think it's a testament to this team. I feel like we may have arrived. I don't want to speak too early, but doing good so far.
Busch, Elliott. Byron returned to the top of the driver standings after 3 races with a 2-point lead over Ryan Blaney.
Imagine the roar of the engines, the smell of burnt rubber, the electrifying energy of the crowd. It's the Food City 500 NASCAR Weekend, April 11th through the 13th. It's racing the way it ought to be. This year, it's a triple-header weekend with the thrill of trucks, Xfinity, and Cup racing packed into 3 heart-pounding days. Visit BristolMotorspeedway.com for tickets and details.
After getting taken out in turn 1 on lap 1, Chase Elliott fought back to a 4th-place finish, giving the shorter road racing circuit at COTA and the short straightaway cut-through connector a thumbs up, and thought losing the long back straightaway didn't hurt.
I just think that straightaway is a big waste of time for us because we don't get to take advantage of the draft, you know, so I thought it was well done, well managed. Track had some good character to it, and it was still a good passing zone, I thought.
Hey folks, Chrysler Cowboy here. When I started my journey in the automotive industry, I learned 3 valuable lessons. 1, have a good product. 2, treat people with respect. And 3, make sure it's a fair deal for everybody. I'm proud to call Anderson County my home, and at Chrysler Lawrenceburg, we want to give you that down-home experience. We offer certified pre-owned vehicles that come with a lifetime engine warranty, free tire rotation with every oil change, and customer service that rivals the best anywhere around. Chrysler Cowboy. If you can't remember that, just look for the hat. It's where you need to be, folks. Chrysler of Lawrenceburg.
There's something special about eating at a local restaurant. When you're greeted at the door or you sit down at your regular seat, it's easy to tell the difference from a big chain restaurant. Cattleman's Roadhouse is proud to be locally owned, and we are committed to serving up the best hand-cut steaks, providing an all-you-can-eat salad bar, and cooking up delicious meals right here in your community. Whether you're spending time with family or just craving a great steak, we are here because the best places in life are local.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
All right, Jack, appreciate that, old buddy, old pal. Brought to you by our friends over at Altogether Recovery Center, Danville's first residential addiction center for men, offering life-saving compassionate care for drug and alcohol addiction. Altogether Recovery Center is now open in Danville. Mostly cloudy on this Tuesday afternoon. 67 is the high, low tonight 52. 62. Very windy day, especially this evening into tomorrow where we get rain showers on us. Temperatures dropping down to the low 40s by the afternoon. And by Wednesday evening, it's 30 or so is the low. Thursday, mostly sunny, 45. Friday, partly sunny and 56. Right now, it's 6:49 in the morning. It's 48 degrees on this Tuesday, the 4th day of March. 030425 on your calendar. 859-238-WHIR. That's 238-9447. 100% hilarious. So bad they're good. Warning, these may make you cringe. It's time for everyone's 6th favorite segment of the Joe Show every morning. It is the Dad Joke of the Day. Let's do it.
Dad Joke of the Day.
All right, the Dad Joke of the Day. All right, here we go. If Dave has 45 chocolate bars and he eats 40 of the 45, what is Dave left with? Dave has 45 chocolate bars, eats 40. What is Dave left with? Dave is left with diabetes. Yes, that's what Dave's left with. The Dad Joke of the Day, Mondays through Fridays, right here on the Joe Show, 103.9 FM, WHIR Danville.
Welcome to the planet of the apps.
All right, you know the drill. You put your coffee or your tea down, you take a call, and you say, it's not hot enough. What can they come out with that will help? Well, have you heard of the Ember mug? EMBER, with a companion app, Ember. I have it. I have both sizes, and it is wonderful. It's absolutely incredible. You can take the cup and just put it on your desk, and it stays at whatever temperature you want. Get the app, and it will set the temperature for you. Mine is at 145 degrees, and download Ember, EMBER. The cups are not super expensive. You order them online. Look it up, Ember, EMBER. You will never have to worry about your coffee or tea being hot again right next to you. And the app precisely controls your beverage temperature. You can even name your mug, switch between centigrade and Fahrenheit. It's all the firmware and software. Ember, look up the app, EMBER. You'll love it. 5-star rated. And Rick D's right here in this molten magma burning with embers every day. We call it the Planet of the Apps.
There we go. The Planet of the Apps, Mondays through Fridays right here with Salinas at Sunrise. Leads us into the Country Comic Spotlight this morning where we have D.C. Benny in the spotlight. D.C. Benny, who talks about how just because you can speak English doesn't mean that you can understand other people who also speak English. That English speakers sometimes can't understand each other. D.C. Benny in the Country Comic Spotlight. Here he is.
I do have a new friend, and I made this English guy in my neighborhood. English people think I'm a genius, like no matter what I say. Like, I'm going to go to the store to buy some eggs. Oh, that's brilliant. Wow. I'm buying the eggs. I'm not laying them. That would be brilliant. Yeah. This guy, I have to get him acclimated to New York. It's a very, it's confusing. It's a confusing place. And so I've become like his, tour guide and stuff. So he had never been on the subway. He wanted to bring his bike on the subway. So he hired me to negotiate the deal, So I had to go down there. But before I could say anything, he got into an argument with the subway token booth clerk. Nobody can make themselves understood. It was like a cultural impasse, Excuse me, right? I've got this bicycle. I'd like to bring the bicycle on the tube. May I bring the bicycle on the tube?
What you gonna do? You gonna take that card, you gonna slide it through the slot.
Cheers, I've got a bicycle. The wheels, ching ching. I'd like to bring the bicycle on the tube.
You gonna take that card, you gonna slide it through the slot, the line where the money at, just
Right, I think you've earmarked like a bicycle. I'd like to bring the bicycle on the tube.
Look, I can't understand what you're saying. You need to speak English. Ain't no tube down there, there's a choo-choo train.
The dude just snapped. He looks at me, he's like, bruv, how do you New Yorkers understand each other? I was like, knowledge.
DC Benny in the Country Comic Spotlight, Rick Dees in the Planet of the Apps, and the dad joke of the day leads us into last night's best jokes from late night television, and starting off with Jimmy Fallon joking last night about the Oscars being 4 hours long on Sunday night. It was the never-ending award show, the Oscars, 4 hours long.
Yeah, but last night was the 97th Oscars. Yeah, and the show lasted nearly 4 hours. Usually when you hear about something 97 years old lasting 4 hours, it's time to call a doctor. Yeah, you could tell the show went on for a while because halfway through, Timothée Chalamet's banana suit started getting brown spots.
Jimmy also joking about Sean Baker, a director that won 4 Oscars on Sunday night.
Well, this is cool. And Nora director Sean Baker became the first filmmaker to win 4 Oscars for the same movie. Ooh. Yeah, that's right. That's right. He made 4 acceptance speeches and still talked less than Adrian Brody.
Oh. Seth Meyers joking about President Trump's meeting with Vladimir Zelensky over the weekend. Here's Seth Meyers on NBC's Tonight Show.
President Trump on Friday hosted Ukrainian President Zelensky at the White House. Well, I wouldn't say hosted, you know. That's like saying Buffalo Bill hosted that woman in Silence of the Lambs.
Seth Meyers also joked about Adrian Brody's Oscars acceptance speech. You heard Jimmy Fallon joking about it, how Sean Baker won 4 Oscars, still spoke less time than Adrian Brody did. Here's Seth Meyers joking about that.
The Academy Awards were held last night, and Adrian Brody won Best Actor for his role in The Brutalist. Unfortunately, Brody's speech was rudely interrupted by the sunrise.
So let us at Sunrise, best jokes from last night's late night TV shows with Jimmy Fallon and Seth Meyers. We had DC Benny in the Country Comic Spotlight, Rick Dees in this morning's Planet of the Apps, and the dad joke of the day, Mondays through Fridays right here on The Joe Show on 103.9 FM. WHIR Danville News, Talk Sports, 6:56 in the morning. We're back in 1 minute. And wrapping up this 6 o'clock in the morning hour here on your Talk O' Town, WHIR Danville News, Talk Sports, and The Joe Show.
Kentucky has one of the most expansive state park systems in the nation. For decades, the parks have been bringing people together for family reunions, fishing, hiking, and a wealth of other activities. What's your favorite memory of a Kentucky state park? Unfortunately, it takes more than governmental support to keep the parks vibrant. The Kentucky State Parks Foundation raises money to create educational programs for elementary school kids to connect them with nature, handicapable hiking trails, and the preservation of historical artifacts. Make a tax-deductible donation online at KentuckyStateParksFoundation.org.
Big deals. 1, 2, 3. Oh, hi. Jenny here. Just counting all the dollars I saved at my local Big Deals online store. What? You haven't saved yet? Get on it. You'll love the great selection of gift certificates at discount prices. They make great gifts, too. And you can shop right from your phone. Nothing satisfies like counting all those savings. Now let me get back to it. 6, 7, 8.
Go to hometownlive.net to shop and save at the Big Deals online store. You can also find links to download the free Big Deals Media app for your phone. Works on Apple and Android cells. Shop quickly and access all your mobile Big Deal certificates easily for redemption. You can also easily send a mobile certificate to someone else to use via email. Check it out and join the thousands that save with Big Deal certificates to local businesses.
Shop and save with Big Deals at hometownlive.net. That's hometownlive.net.
Hi, I'm Adam Hopkins, security officer at Farmers National Bank. If a friend you haven't spoken with in years contacts you via social media with a great way to make some big money, it's a scam. If this has happened or is happening to you, please give us a call at Farmers National Bank. We're always happy to help.
Time out for sports this weekend with
VSiN Sports Shows
on WHIR AM 1230.
And now, ways to keep from being late for work. Number 1, just sleep at the office. Then you'll never leave and therefore never be late. Number 2, secretly set all the clocks in your office ahead 1 hour. Or back 1 hour. I don't know, whatever will make it look like you're an hour early. And number 3, No, I don't have number 3 yet. My assistant was supposed to bring it to me. He hasn't shown up yet. This has been ways to keep from being late for work.
Yeah, or you could just wake up earlier. I mean, that's always... No, never mind. Just forget it. Coming up at 7 o'clock in the morning hour, 7:10, Boyle County State Rep Daniel Elliott joins the show. We'll see what's going on there in the state capitol in Frankfort, and that'll be at 7:10 this morning. County Agents Corner, Jessica Besson gives us a lesson this morning at 7:40. We'll see what's going on with the Mercer County Extension Office at 7:40. And we've got Randyisms in here this morning, the 8 o'clock in the morning hour at 8:20. James the Gardener at 8:40. And 9 o'clock, of course, on Tuesdays is always packed with Dusty at 9:10 and Stiff Funeral Home at 9:35. Right now, 1 hour in, 3 hours to go on the Joe Show at 7 o'clock in the morning.
This is the talk of the town, AM 1230, and now on FM 103.9, WHIR Danville, powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
It's 7 o'clock.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. President Trump has decided to hit pause on all military aid to Ukraine. In a statement, a White House official said that Trump has been clear that he's focused on peace and that our partners need to be as well. NBC's Keir Simmons in Moscow.
President Trump was posting a furious reaction to President Zelensky saying overnight that the war could last a long time. That's not, of course, what President Trump has promised the American people. So, without doubt, this is a crisis for Europe and NATO. The French president proposing a ceasefire plan, but it would need the agreement of the US and Russia. All this makes President Trump's hope for ceasefire less likely. The Kremlin declaring Ukraine doesn't want peace. Ukraine pointing out Russia fired thousands of bombs, drones and missiles at it just last week.
It was Russia that declared war and invaded Ukraine. This word from Washington came just hours before President Trump's 25% tariffs on goods from Mexico and Canada went into effect. More from Alice Barr.
We are already seeing retaliation from China and Canada. China says it will impose tariffs of up to 15% starting next week, targeting American agriculture. The tariffs will be imposed on products like chicken, wheat, cotton, and beef. Canada says it will respond with 25% tariffs on over $100 billion of American goods. And Ontario's premier said he would be happy to cut off electricity exports to the U.S. Canada supplies about 20% of the power for New York City, which would likely mean higher electric bills.
On Wall Street, stocks tanked as the tariffs were looming. And President Trump is preparing to address a joint session of Congress tonight. He'll be speaking in front of lawmakers from both sides for the first time of his second term. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? Are you being audited or investigated? Has the IRS sent you a letter demanding payment? You may not owe what they claim. Make this free call to the tax doctor now. Let them negotiate with the IRS on your behalf.
Call 800-989-1647. 800-989-1647. That's 800-989-1647.
It's that season again. Respiratory virus season, including COVID-19, the flu, RSV, and whooping cough. But you have the power to protect yourself and your loved ones. Stay up to date with vaccines. Stay home if you're sick. Wash your hands often. Cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. And wear a mask if you're a high risk for serious illness. Let's do what we can to keep everyone healthy, Team Kentucky. Learn more at coveryourcough.com.
Dolly Parton has announced the passing of her husband of almost 60 years. More from Mark Mayfield.
Parton announced in a post on Instagram that her husband, Carl Dean, had died Monday in Nashville at the age of 82. The pair met in 1964 and were married in 1966, with Dean staying mostly out of the spotlight. Parton's statement added that the two spent many wonderful years together and that words can't do justice to the love that we shared for over 60 years. I'm Mark Mayfield.
Most Americans believe it should be lights out for daylight saving time. Rory O'Neill reports.
Before you spring your clocks forward this weekend, a new Gallup survey finds most Americans would rather stay with standard time all year round. When last polled in 1999, 73% of Americans preferred the later sunsets that come with daylight saving time, but now that number is down to 40%. 54% of Americans believe standard time is the way to go. 3 years ago, the U.S. Senate voted to implement daylight saving time year-round, but that bill then stalled in the House.
President Trump announced on Monday that the high-profile chip maker Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company will be investing at least $100 billion in the U.S. More from Tony Waterman.
The money will go towards building 2 advanced chip-making facilities in Arizona, adding to the 3 plants already under construction. Tens of thousands of jobs are expected to be created. President Trump said the investment will allow TSMC to start manufacturing AI and smartphone chips in the U.S. TSMC is the largest chip maker in the world, most of those chips produced in Taiwan.
Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Big deals. 1, 2, 3. Oh, hi. Jenny here. Just counting all the dollars I saved at my local Big Deals online store. What? You haven't saved yet? Get on it. You'll love the great selection of gift certificates at discount prices. They make great gifts, too. And you can shop right from your phone. Nothing satisfies like counting all those savings. Now let me get back to it. 6, 7, 8.
Go to hometownlive.net to shop and save at the Big Deals online store. You can also find links to download the free Big Deals Media app for your phone. Works on Apple and Android cells. Shop quickly and access all your mobile Big Deal certificates easily for redemption. You can also easily send a mobile certificate to someone else to use via email. Check it out and join the thousands that save with Big Deal certificates to local businesses.
Shop and save with Big Deals at hometownlive.net. That's hometownlive.net.
Mike Gay here. At Essity, we're committed to making the world a healthier, more hygienic place, starting right here in Harrodsburg and Danville. We're hiring machine operators where you'll work with cutting-edge technology to produce essential products like hand towels and tissue paper. Our wages start at $20 per hour with benefits on day one and opportunity for growth. If you're a high school grad ready to make an impact, visit ESSITY.com/careers. That's Essity.com/careers.
Good morning to you folks. It's Tuesday. It's the 4th day of this month of March, a day where we get cloudy skies. Very nice feeling day. Not going to look real pretty, but 67 the high. Great day to get outdoors and spend some time outside. We do not expect rain showers until really overnight. So, again, looks cloudy, going to be cloudy, but shouldn't be hampered by rain whatsoever today. Forecast comes your way. News comes up here first, brought to you by Stuart Powell Ford Lincoln Mazda.
At Stuart Powell Ford Mazda, we are proud to be your hometown dealer for many reasons. Selection, service, convenient location, and our people. Your friends, family, and neighbors. Since 1949 at Stuart Powell, we make it easy. Stuart Powell Ford Mazda. Visit us on the bypass in Danville or online at stuartpowell.com.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update.
The Boyle County Extension Office is partnering with the City of Danville to present a 5-session civic engagement and local government series with its purpose to educate citizens on local government and how things get done. The program is completely free, but they do ask that you register online to let them know which topics you're most interested in and so they can plan for snacks as well. The series also coincides with Danville's budget process, so it's a chance to get questions answered about that as well and learn how you can get involved. You can register by following the link on the City of Danville Facebook page. The Danville Architectural Heritage Board is accepting nominations for their 2025 Preservation Awards, which recognize the efforts in Danville and Boyle County in preserving historic built environment. The awards help celebrate those people and stories that inspire the community and reinforce the importance of historic preservation in Danville and Boyle County. There are multiple categories for the awards: residential exterior restoration, commercial or institutional exterior restoration, adaptive reuse, educational preservation project by an individual or group, an outstanding preservation project by an individual or group. The awards are presented in May. You can nominate a person or business for these awards at danvilleky.gov. The Boyle County Senior Commodities Distribution is set for this Thursday at Danville First Church of God. Seniors will be able to stay in their car and have their food box loaded for them. All clients on the active list should pick up food by 12:30, and those in the waiting list should pick theirs up between 12:30 and 1. If you have any questions, call Danville First Church of God at 859-236-4700. Temperatures are even warmer today, and we also expect a rain shower and thunderstorm as well tonight. It's a week that'll give us all kinds of different weather. Mid-60s with cloudy skies today, then a system that moves in tonight into Wednesday, which could bring with it damaging winds. Late tomorrow night into Thursday will bring a cold air surge with gusty winds in that system as well. But it is getting warmer as we head into next week. Meteorologists are expecting temperatures back into the 70s. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
This morning's local news was a service of Stuart Powell Ford Mazda on the bypass in Danville and online at stuartpowell.com.
Talk Kentucky Sports, weekday mornings at 10 with Matt Jones and Kentucky Sports Radio, right here on AM 1230 WHIR.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
All right, Chang. Yeah, brought to you by our friends over at Danville Auto Body Shop. Top-of-the-line collision auto body repair. Head to the mechanics at Danville Auto Body Shop, 315 Dillahay. Get a free estimate, and they work at their insurance company, fixing water leaks, window motor repairs, hail damage, and do paintless tint repair at Danville Auto Body Shop. All right, you get mostly cloudy skies, high of 67, low tonight of 52, and we get rain, wind gust, pretty strong at times, up over 40 miles per hour into tomorrow, where more rain falls on us tomorrow. Temperatures drop down into the low 40s as the high tomorrow. May see some snow showers mixed in tomorrow night as well into Thursday because temperatures drop down to 30 below freezing Wednesday night. And then Thursday, sunshine 45, Friday, sunshine 56, 7:12 in the morning, 48 degrees. Tuesday, the 4th day of March. And Daniel Elliott, our Boyle and Casey County State Rep, joins the show this morning here on WHIR. Good morning, Daniel. How are you?
Hey, Joe. Good morning. That's a wild
weather
forecast.
There's a lot going on with that forecast, isn't there? A lot of layers to that.
A lot.
Yeah, but 60...
And I guess we're in tornado month.
Yeah, 67 is the high today, Daniel. So you all could have, y'all could do outdoor session in the outdoor courthouse or something.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Not happened yet, but I think that would be fun.
You all should pass a bill. I mean, what else are you all doing? Pass a bill to have an outdoor session one day. This is what y'all do.
I would go for it.
There you go.
I'd say go.
I like it. Daniel joins us every Monday through Friday at 7:10. We talk about some upcoming legislation or bills that were passed the previous day. There was not session yesterday. Session does not happen on Monday. So, Daniel, we look forward to this week and specifically today. What do you all think you'll hear on the House floor at some points either this week or on this Tuesday afternoon?
Well, it's a great question, Joe. I did want to highlight two bills that are probably going to get some attention.
Okay.
On the House side and on the Senate side, I don't think either of them have gotten through the committee process yet. But there's a bill in the Senate that would expand the membership of the Public Service Commission that has gotten some attention. That's the president of the Senate's bill. On the House side, there is House Bill 4, which is another crack at diversity, equity, and inclusion legislation, and another iteration of prohibiting tax dollars, public dollars being spent in those areas at public universities, which got through the House last session but died in the Senate.
Okay.
So I think those two bills are probably going to get some attention this week on opposite sides of the building, but I think they'll be in the news as well.
All right, so House Bill 4, you said that's something that has cleared a House committee and could be heard this week in the full House?
No, I think
it's not. Okay.
Probably going to be heard in committee this week, as I recall. I don't think it's gotten through the post. It would be in post-secondary education.
Okay. I know that it's up to the House leader what legislation is called, essentially. But what is the time frame like, Daniel, when a bill is heard by a committee, is passed by a committee? What's the time frame usually after it's passed by a committee before it is heard in the House? Could it be that day? Could it be the next day? How does it usually work?
Well, so there's 3 readings, so it theoretically would take 5 days for 5 legislative days to pass both chambers, unless the readings are waived, which very rarely happens. I think we've done that maybe once or twice on legislation that was very bipartisan, which the Supreme Court said we could do it. But it depends. We had a bill that passed judiciary the second week of the session. It still has not been called to the floor.
Okay.
So it kind of depends. Of course, you have to have 3 readings in the House, so for it to be after it passes committee, the day it passes committee gets a first reading, then a second reading, and then a third reading on the third day, and then it's ready for potential passage at that point.
Okay. You had mentioned House Bill 4. Now, President Trump did already issue an executive order stopping DEI programs from, I guess that's a federal thing. So this is state dollars then allocated towards DEI programs?
Yeah, and in particular in universities is where the legislation has always been targeted, because that's where a lot of, and it's always been difficult to determine the amount of money that has been allocated and actually spent toward those programs. But this would target the state funding.
Do you feel like that's going to be House Bill 4 would, once it is heard by a committee, and assuming it passes through a committee, will be one of those bills that passes pretty strictly down party lines?
Yeah, I really do. I think it would be, hotly contested, and it would definitely be a partisan vote.
Yeah, more than likely at that point as well, vetoed by Governor Andy Beshear. You would certainly think, and then
I think so, and I think so with the Public Service Commission legislation, the same kind of a situation. Since the governor appoints those members, it would. I don't know if he would veto that or not, depending on. I haven't looked at the bill, the complete specifics of it. If it's altering, his ability to appoint at all, then I think he would be opposed.
Yeah. Daniel, there's an interesting bill in the Senate as well, Senate committee, which just passed 9-0, Senate Bill 257, which would establish Kentucky's own version of the DOGE, the Department of Office of Government Efficiency. This would do it for the state of Kentucky, seeking to make sure that there's no wasteful spending in Kentucky's government as well, the state government. What's your thoughts, Daniel, on establishing the Department of Government Efficiency in the Commonwealth?
Well, I will obviously have to look at the specifics of it, Joe, and who would, oversee it, who would be a member of it, what their powers would be. But I do think that all of our citizens expect efficiency in government, and everybody I talk to is always in favor of, removing as much waste as possible. And most people believe that there is waste in our government. It's in some levels, in some places. So I think we have to look at it because, this is tax money. It's not the government's money, so to speak. It originates with the taxpayer, and we need to be very efficient with tax money.
Yeah. That office, by the way, would come under the authority of Auditor Allison Ball, who would be responsible for performance audits and fiscal and operational reviews of state agency. A move that supporters of this move say would streamline operations, eliminate waste, ensure taxpayer dollars are used effectively, as well as the way WKYT puts that. So it would be Allison Ball who would be over that Department of Government Efficiency in the state. Again, that's a Senate Bill 257, so it has a couple of steps before Daniel gets to vote on that. But 9-0 did pass yesterday in the committee, and that's how that voted yesterday there in that Senate committee. Daniel Elliott, Daniel, appreciate you being on. What time do you all gavel in the session later on today?
2 o'clock, Joe.
2 o'clock in the afternoon. Safe travels to you, Daniel. We'll talk to you again tomorrow morning, okay?
Okay, thank
All right, Daniel. Bye. That's Boyle and Casey County State Rep Daniel Elliott on the show Mondays through Fridays, talking about what bills they're passing, what they're working on there in the state capitol. Right now it's 7:21. We'll step aside. The Big Daddy makes his morning debut right here on the show. We'll see what's going on with Steve Bertram in sports. And we have what's breaking and trending as well this morning here on the Joe Show.
This Steve Bertram Sports Report is a service of Stuart Powell Ford Mazda on the Danville Bypass and online at stuartpowell.com.
Hi, this is Fred Sizemore with Stuart Powell Ford and Mazda. All of us here would like to thank everyone in Boyle and the surrounding counties for once again selecting our dealership as the #1 new car dealership, used car dealership, and place to have your vehicle serviced. We strive daily to meet every need of every customer, and since 1949 we have been providing quality products and services at a fair price while treating our customers and employees with respect. Stop in at 225 South Danville Bypass and see just how easy it is to do business with us.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve Bertram with sports. Number 19, Kentucky will probably look a little different tonight when they entertain LSU in their home finale. Injuries to key players have knocked the Cats for a loop. They'll be without star Jackson Robinson for the rest of the season, who will have surgery on that injured wrist later this week. Robinson is one of 7 seniors that will be honored tonight in their last home game at UK. The others are Amari Williams, Lamont Butler, Ansley Almanor, Kirk Arisa, Andrew Carr, and Kobe Brea. Our pregame shows begin at 5:30 this afternoon. Tip-off is set for 7 o'clock for Kentucky versus LSU tonight on Z105. Last night in the girls' 12th region tournament at Pulaski County, Rockcastle County defeated Boyle County 52-46. In the second game, Wayne County eliminated Mercer County 69-31. Hometown Radio has action from the girls' 12th tonight as Danville Christian Academy takes on host Pulaski County at 6:30 on WHIR-FM 103.9. That game's followed by West Jessamine versus Southwestern around 8:15. The boys' 12th region action begins tomorrow night at Lincoln County, where the Patriots face Pulaski County at 6:30 in the opener. That's followed by Mercer County versus Wayne County at 8:15 on WHBN-FM 99.5. Thursday night at 6:30, DCA plays Somerset on Z105. In the Atlantic Sun tournament last night, Jacksonville University ousted Eastern Kentucky University 78-67. The Center women travel to Illinois Wesleyan Friday night for their first game in the NCAA D3 tournament. The Colonels are 21-7, Wesleyan 26-1. If they win, Center could play Transylvania, which faces Trine in the other game in Bloomington, Illinois. And the fourth-seeded Kentucky women see their first action in the SEC tournament this Friday against either Oklahoma, Georgia, or Arkansas. That's sports. God bless America. I'm Steve Bertram on the Hometown Radio Network.
Are you shopping for a new tax professional for your farm, LLC, corporation, partnership, or nonprofit? This is Deanna Charles at the Danville H&R Block. At the Danville location, we have IRS-enrolled agents and certified business specialists that are uniquely trained to help with any complex tax situation. We're open all year and offer in-person or virtual appointments, as well as drop-off and pick-up to meet your needs. Give us a call at 859-236-3281 or stop by the office at 216 Burn Avenue in Danville and let us show you why it's better with Block.
Thanks to people like you, our loyal customers, Burke's Bakery is now in its 5th generation of family-to-family baking, old-fashioned goodness, and hospitality.
We still make our donuts, pastries fresh every day. Pies, rolls, bread, salads, cakes, and pimento cheese made from scratch.
This is Joe Burke.
And this is Jody Burke.
Burke's Bakery Bakers. Bake it better and always will.
Old-fashioned goodness and hospitality. Burke's Bakery.
Main Street across from Constitution Square, Danville.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
It's brought to you by our friends hanging out over at Danville Auto Body Shop. Top-of-the-line collision auto body repair. Head to the mechanics at Danville Auto Body Shop. 315 Delahaye Street. Get a free estimate, and they work with their insurance company. They fix water leaks, window motor repairs, hail damage, and do paintless dent repair. Danville Auto Body Shop. Cloudy skies, 67 is the high, 52 is your low for tonight. Tomorrow, increasing clouds. High tomorrow of 55. Temperatures do drop to the low 40s by the afternoon. It's very windy day tomorrow as well. Thursday, mostly cloudy, becoming sunny, high of 45. Friday, partly sunny and 56. Right now, it's 7:26 in the morning. It's 48 degrees on this Tuesday, the 4th day of March, 03-04-25. On your calendar, North Korea recently expanded the option to allow tourists to visit the country. First time in about half a decade, 5 years or so, that tourists are able to visit North Korea. Well, check out this ad. Visit North Korea today.
Greetings, it is Kim Jong-un. Ready for fun for the whole family? Then come visit beautiful North Korea. Yes, my country is open for tourists, and you'll have an absolute blast. We have beautiful beaches, which you are not allowed to visit unless you are wearing the proper attire. We have a nice countryside, which you are not allowed to gaze upon unless you have the proper Kim Jong-un haircut. You there, do you like amusement parks? Sure. Then come to Kim Jong-land, where you can play in the work camp, or take a tour of the missile factory.
I don't really want to.
You will bring your family to Kim Jong-land, and you will have so much fun that you will grovel at my feet in submission.
Yes, sir.
North Korea, come visit today.
There you go.
Do it now.
Yeah, for the first time in 5 years, you can visit North Korea. Let's see what's breaking and trending this morning here on the Joe Show on WHIR Danville. All right, starting off in California, where wildfires in California are starting in the Carolinas, and the Carolinas are getting more contained. Over 2,000 acres of land has been scorched by wildfires in Horry County, South Carolina. The South Carolina Forestry Commission says containment of the Carolina forest wildfire was still at 30% as of yesterday. 2 Black Hawk helicopters and a Chinook helicopter were used to dump water on the fires from the air on Monday. Full containment is expected to take several days. However, evacuation orders have been lifted. The good news is that rain is on the way this week, but winds will whip up today as well. The live-action remake of Snow White starring Rachel Zegler hits theaters on March 21st. Ahead of that, Mattel is dropping a Snow White doll and an Evil Queen doll. The limited edition dolls come with accessories like 2 bluebirds, a heart pendant necklace, a red cape, and of course the red apple for Snow White and her royal scepter, Vulture, and the poison apple Each doll going to cost you about $75. Hey, Paul McCartney's petitioning for Joe Cocker to be included in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. In a letter addressed to rock and rollers, McCartney explained that Cocker was a great man and a fine singer with a unique style. He sang one of our songs with a little help from my friends, a version produced by Denny Cordell, which was very imaginative. The legend McCartney had a quote, "While Cocker may not have ever lobbied to be in the Hall of Fame, I know he would be extremely happy and grateful to find himself where he deserves to be amongst such illustrious company." Cocker has been eligible for the honor since 1994, but this year is the first time on the ballot. Fan voting is now underway. And if you have a goldfish, don't put it in a waterway or it'll just grow and grow and grow. That's the word from the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service after researchers found a huge goldfish in Pennsylvania. It was even called a megalodon. They also reminded the public that goldfish are invasive and ruin natural habitats. The fish was discovered that was at least the size of 2 large fists. You can take a look at that picture online. Actually caught a massive goldfish as well in the pond right in front of our church there. So that I don't know if there's fish in there anymore, but that was back when I was in like high school. Got a big goldfish there. That's what's breaking and trending this morning here on the Joe Show on 103.9 FM. WHIR Danville News Talk Sports. It's 7:30 in the morning, and Kentucky News is coming your way right now.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
A native Kentuckian announcing his resignation as the CEO of a top retailer in the United States.
In his 11th year as the chief executive officer and 10th year as chairman of the Kroger Company, Rodney McMullen resigned this morning following an investigation into personal conduct. The company announced in a news release that his conduct was, quote, unrelated to the business, but was deemed, quote, inconsistent with Kroger's policy on business ethics. The Pineville, Kentucky native's actions reportedly didn't involve any Kroger associates and wasn't related to the company's financial performance. The board was made aware of, quote, certain personal conduct on McMullen's part in late February, which sparked the investigation. The 4th largest grocery chain in the nation is now in the hands of former lead director Ron Sargent, who will take over responsibilities as CEO and chairman effective immediately. I'm Joe Lincoln.
18-year-old Caden Seviar has been accused of stabbing and killing Isabella Verbeer at a home in the Iroquois Park area Saturday night. A friend of Seviar's family, Stephanie Johnson, telling WLKY, Caden has severe autism.
His mother asked him, like, KK, do you understand what happened? He's like, I heard her, but I don't think I heard her, but I probably did. And she said, yeah, you heard her. She's dead, KK. He said, what? She's dead. She's dead. And he didn't even register that at that moment.
In his arraignment Monday morning, his bond was set at $250,000. A public defender asked for the amount to be lowered due to his apparent disability and their concern for his safety in jail. The judge denied the request, saying the jail would be made aware of any conditions he might be dealing with. The Fayette County coroner saying an 11-year-old dead after an ATV crash Friday in Harrodsburg. Benton Lester succumbed to his injuries Sunday night. I'm Lee Mowen.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Did you know that WHIR AM 1230 is the talk of the town? We're not spreading gossip. We're just letting you know where the best talk radio is found all day, every day. Mornings begin with Danville's own Joe Mathis and The Joe Show.
Hey, this is Joe Mathis.
Wake up to what you missed. News, weather, sports, and local guests. Followed by Kentucky Sports Radio with Matt Jones.
Welcome, everyone. Kentucky Sports Radio. I'm Matt Jones.
Then, the man who has an opinion about everything, Tomas Mauricio.
I'm Tomas Mauricio. I invite you to tune in.
Starting at noon with Advocates for America. Then at 3, it's the best-known name in news, Sean Hannity.
Join me, Sean Hannity, on WHIR.
Then, Joe Pag starts off weekday evenings at 6 with his take on the day's news, mixed with his fun parody songs about the news.
Hey, it's Joe Pag on WHIR.
Afterwards, at 10, it's the unique world of John B. Wells on WHIR with his Caravan to Midnight show.
This is John B. Wells, WHIR.
WHIR AM 1230 and FM 103.9.
These guys have a lot to say, and they'll be glad to have you join them every weekday on your home for news, talk, sports. AM 1230, WHIR, the talk of the town.
The ultimate in dining pleasures at the Bread of Life Cafe in Liberty. Since 1995, the Bread of Life Cafe has been serving up good old Southern cooking featuring 3 mouth-watering loaded buffets, an extensive menu, and plenty of family atmosphere. Meet your friends for the Saturday morning breakfast buffet, 7 till 10:30. All you care to eat, just $8.99. Thursday night's a senior night. Save 20% for seniors 55 and older. Friday night after 4, cast your line and catch the all you care to eat awesome fried catfish buffet with all the trimmings, $12.99. Delight your taste at the Bread of Life Cafe, 5 miles south of Liberty on 127.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update.
The Boyle County Extension Office is partnering with the City of Danville to present a 5-session civic engagement and local government series with its purpose to educate citizens on local government and how things get done. The program is completely free, but they do ask that you register online to let them know which topics you're most interested in and so they can plan for snacks as well. The series also coincides with Danville's budget process, so it's a chance to get questions answered about that as well and learn how you can get involved. You can register by following the link on the City of Danville Facebook page. The Danville Architectural Heritage Board is accepting nominations for their 2025 Preservation Awards, which recognize the efforts in Danville and Boyle County in preserving historic built environment. The awards help celebrate those people and stories that inspire the community and reinforce the importance of historic preservation in Danville and Boyle County. There are multiple categories for the awards: residential exterior restoration, commercial or institutional exterior restoration, adaptive reuse, educational preservation project by an individual or group, an outstanding preservation project by an individual or group. The awards are presented in May. You can nominate a person or business for these awards at danvilleky.gov. The Boyle County Senior Commodities Distribution is set for this Thursday at Danville First Church of God. Seniors will be able to stay in their car and have their food box loaded for them. All clients on the active list should pick up food by 12:30, and those in the waiting list should pick theirs up between 12:30 and 1. If you have any questions, call Danville First Church of God at 859-236-4700. Temperatures are even warmer today, and we also expect a rain shower and thunderstorm as well tonight. It's a week that'll give us all kinds of different weather. Mid-60s with cloudy skies today, then a system that moves in tonight into Wednesday, which could bring with it damaging winds. Late tomorrow night into Thursday will bring a cold air surge with gusty winds in that system as well. But it is getting warmer as we head into next week. Meteorologists are expecting temperatures back into the 70s. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
Did you know that WHIR AM 1230 is the talk of the town? We're not spreading gossip. We're just letting you know where the best talk radio is found all day, every day. Mornings begin with Danville's own Joe Mathis and The Joe Show.
Hey, this is Joe Mathis.
Wake up to what you missed. News, weather, sports, and local guests. Followed by Kentucky Sports Radio with Matt Jones.
Welcome, everyone. Kentucky Sports Radio. I'm Matt Jones.
Then, the man who has an opinion about everything, Tomas Mauricio.
I'm Tomas Mauricio. I invite you to tune in.
Starting at noon with Advocates for America. Then at 3, it's the best-known name in news, Sean Hannity.
Join me, Sean Hannity, on WHIR.
Then, Joe Pag starts off weekday evenings at 6 with his take on the day's news, mixed with his fun parody songs about the news.
Hey, it's Joe Pag on WHIR.
Afterwards, at 10, it's the unique world of John B. Wells on WHIR with his Caravan to Midnight show.
This is John B. Wells, WHIR AM 1230 and FM 103.9.
These guys have a lot to say, and they'll be glad to have you join them every weekday on your home for news, talk, sports. AM 1230, WHIR, the talk of the town.
Serving Boyle County seniors
At A Gathering Place, we promote independence for senior citizens and adults with special needs through social, recreational, nutritional, and wellness programs that enhance quality of life. The activities that we offer are designed to keep seniors active and involved, offer socialization, promote friendship, encourage mental fitness, and positively impact overall health and wellness. To find out more, visit us at agatheringplace.org or follow us on Facebook and Instagram.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
All right, Jack, that's nice of you. It's brought to you by our friends over at The Little Sign Shop and our new owners and operators. They offer all types of quality signs at affordable prices. Many signs within 24 hours. They are in Danville, where 2nd and 4th Street meet. Call them 859-238-7391. Mostly cloudy skies on this Tuesday, 67 a high. And then kind of a topsy-turvy, wild 48 hours of weather. We get rain showers that blow in here and very strong wind gusts as well, up to 45 miles per hour at times. Drops our temperatures down to 43 is the high tomorrow afternoon. Potential for some snow showers Wednesday night into Thursday. Now, it's not going to stick or anything, but some snow flurries. And then Thursday, sunshine, 45 is the high. Right now, it's 7:39 in the morning. Jessica Besson's on here to give us a lesson. Good morning, Jessica. How are you?
Hey, Joe. I'm good. How are you doing?
I am doing great. Doing good, Jessica. Appreciate you being on. The County Agent's Corner is coming your way by Bluegrass South Livestock Market.
Get the top price for your livestock. Take them to the Bluegrass South Livestock Market, where they have drop-off hours to fit the busy farmer's needs. Selling your livestock a profitable and a pleasant experience. Save the hassle of a long haul. Sell your livestock at the Bluegrass South Livestock Market, 277 Courtier Road in Stanford. Call Bluegrass South Livestock Market at 606-365-0665. Bluegrass South Livestock Market in Stanford.
And here's Jessica Besson.
Great. Thanks, Joe. Well, it kind of feels like it's time to get out and garden right now, right? I mean, both this little crazy bit of weather we have coming. So if you've been stir crazy this past month with all the snow and all the yuck that we've had and wanting to get it out and plant in the garden, no matter how many times I tell my son on these sunny days, it's still too soon to plant things like sunflowers that he really wants to plant. However, it is not too soon to plant some of our early cool season spring vegetables. So cool season plants are productive during the spring short and cool days. And if they're planted too late in the spring, the summer temperatures reduce their quality by forcing them to flower, or what we call bulk. And then, they try to produce seeds, and then they develop these off flavors of bitterness, poor texture, and then eventually just have really low yields. But you can avoid all this by getting them planted in the soil as soon as it's workable. And then when we talk about workable soil, we're looking for soil that when you pick it up, it's going to crumble nicely in your hand, not soil that if you pick it up that you can create a ball, that it's going to stay in that ball form for a good, mud clod. Or like if you were to pick some up, put it like in a ball waist high, drop it on the ground. If it falls and breaks apart when it hits the ground, it's probably workable. But if it kind of just splats there, it's definitely too wet. Getting onto your soil when it's wet can definitely mess up that soil structure and can have adverse effects on your plants through the growing season. So just try to wait for the best conditions no matter how much that planting bug is nibbling at your fingers right now. We do have a little quick guide in one of our reference guides that we have at all of our extension offices that can give you a list of vegetables that can go out in the ground now, and we can start some as early as March 1st, being peas. But a couple things that can be direct seeded in the ground: beets, carrots, chard, collards, kale, lettuce, onion, peas, radish, spinach, and turnips can all be getting ready to go out right now or within the next week or so. If you're thinking about doing cabbage, that tends to do better as a transplant. So be on the lookout for some at our local feed stores and other areas around our community that might have those cabbage transplants, as well as like kale, lettuce, and those onions as well that can be transplanted. But a couple different options available for people who are ready to get out there and get in the garden and get started this year. And if you're interested in seeing that table or finding other information about when, you should plant spring, summer, and fall plantings, that information is all available in our home vegetable gardening guide for Kentucky, our ID 128, which is available at Mercer's Extension Office and all the extension offices around the surrounding area if you are interested in that. So that is today's farm news. Thanks for tuning into our program. Join us each weekday at this time for the County Agent's Corner, a service of the Mercer, Boyle, Garrett, and Lincoln County UK Cooperative Extension Offices.
There you go, Jessica Besson giving us a lesson this morning on the County Agent's Corner. Now, Jessica, before you go, real quickly, some random facts for you. Are you ready?
Yep, you ready.
Here we go. Fact number one, Jessica, there's only one president who never married. Do you know who that president is?
I don't know.
Everyone's favorite president, James Buchanan.
Oh. That's not who I was going to guess, but okay.
Okay, well, he's the only president who never married, James Buchanan. Number two, there were 112 deaths associated with the building and the construction of the Hoover Dam.
Oh.
Yeah, the second person and the last person to die were a father and son.
Oh, that's weird.
Exactly 13 years apart. The dad drowned on December the 20th of 1922. The son fell off a tower on December the 20th of 1935. The second person and the last person to die were father and son. Number three, the first words Mickey Mouse ever said on screen were, "Hot dogs! Hot dogs!" This came in the animated short movie The Carnival Kid in 1929. Hot dogs.
Probably why they have the hot dog song for the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse now.
Hot
you know
dog, hot diggity dog, hot dog. That song?
Yes.
Is that the one you're talking about? Yeah. Number four, when Titanic was filming, James Cameron and about 50 other cast and crew members were hospitalized after someone spiked their lobster chowder, their lobster soup. They were eating with PCP. The person who did that was never caught. Yeah, it's not even like something like, let's go with PCP we spike it with. Let's go for the big shebang right off the bat. They did it. 50 people were hospitalized because of that. And number five, Motel 6 got its name because it originally cost $6 per night when it opened in 1962. Motel 6, that's where it gets its name from. So some random facts for you, Jessica. Appreciate you being on. You have fun at your conference. We'll talk to you again on Thursday, okay?
All right. Thanks, Joe.
Bye. 7:45 in the morning. We've got sports coming up next. And we make a trip to Hollywood as well after that.
Hey, it's Joe Pags. Make plans to join us for the show. We're bringing the top news stories that are affecting you, the top stories from social media, pop culture stories, could be in sports. Maybe we'll sing a song or two or three or make fun of somebody that you want us to make fun of. That plus, of course, a big part of the program is you calling in. Look, we can agree, we can debate, we can yell at each other, we can sing a song together. We do it all right here on the Joe Pags Show, Monday through Friday, from 6 to 9 on WHIR AM 1230 and online at hometownlive.net.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve Bertram with sports. Number 19, Kentucky will probably look a little different tonight when they entertain LSU in their home finale. Injuries to key players have knocked the Cats for a loop. They'll be without star Jackson Robinson for the rest of the season, who will have surgery on that injured wrist later this week. Robinson is one of 7 seniors that will be honored tonight in their last home game at UK. The others are Amari Williams, Lamont Butler, Ansley Almanor, Kirk Arisa, Andrew Carr, and Kobe Brea. Our pregame shows begin at 5:30 this afternoon. Tip-off is set for 7 o'clock for Kentucky versus LSU tonight on Z105. Last night in the girls' 12th region tournament at Pulaski County, Rockcastle County defeated Boyle County 52-46. In the second game, Wayne County eliminated Mercer County 69-31. Hometown Radio has action from the girls' 12th tonight as Danville Christian Academy takes on host Pulaski County at 6:30 on WHIR-FM 103.9. That game's followed by West Jessamine versus Southwestern around 8:15. The boys' 12th region action begins tomorrow night at Lincoln County, where the Patriots face Pulaski County at 6:30 in the opener. That's followed by Mercer County versus Wayne County at 8:15 on WHBN-FM 99.5. Thursday night at 6:30, DCA plays Somerset on Z105. In the Atlantic Sun tournament last night, Jacksonville University ousted Eastern Kentucky University 78-67. The Center women travel to Illinois Wesleyan Friday night for their first game in the NCAA D3 tournament. Colonels are 21-7, Wesleyan 26-1. If they win, Center could play Transylvania, which faces Trine in the other game in Bloomington, Illinois. And the fourth-seeded Kentucky women see their first action in the SEC tournament this Friday against either Oklahoma, Georgia, or Arkansas. That's sports. God bless America. I'm Steve Bertram on the Hometown Radio Network.
Good service is just as important as quality. And at B&L Jewelers, you get both. Competitive prices and exceptional service for every customer. Find the perfect bridal and engagement rings. Or better yet, B&L Jewelers will help you custom design your rings so that you can create something unique to express your love. We carry fine jewelry and watches, including Citizens and Bulova. Or we can special order whatever you need. We also buy gold and silver. And we offer 6-month layaway with no fees. We do all our jewelry repairs in-house. So stop in today for a free jewelry cleaning and diamond inspection on the corner of Houstonville Road and Highway 150 in the Danville Manor Shopping Center. Online at bnljewelers.com. Find us on Facebook.
Love gets better with B&L Jewelers.
Boyle County's our home, so let's keep it clean.
Thank you, Boyle Countyans, for helping keep Boyle County clean. Don't throw your trash out of your car. Keep it inside till you can dispose of it properly by bringing your plastic water bottles, soda bottles, and energy drink bottles to one of the Boyle County convenience centers for recycling. Let's keep Boyle County looking beautiful today and tomorrow. Please cover those loads when going to the convenience centers.
Boyle County's our home, so let's keep it clean.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
Okay, Jack, it's brought to you by our friends hanging out over at the Big Deals online store, hometownlive.net. Shop and save on gift certificates to local businesses at big-time discounts. Entertainment tickets on the Big Deal store as well, hometownlive.net. Mostly cloudy, 67 is your high today, a good feeling day. I stepped out of my vehicle early this morning when I got to the radio station. I had this big, heavy jacket on. I parked in the garage, so I didn't realize, how warm or how cold it was outside. I just figured it's going to be cold. And then I stepped out and realized it's not that cold out here. It is going to be 67 as the high. Tomorrow, rain showers are likely all day long, very windy as well. High of 43. Thursday, mostly cloudy, becoming sunny, high of 45. Right now, it's 7:50 in the morning. It is 48 degrees on this Tuesday, the 4th day of March. 859-238-WHIR to call in here this morning, 238-9447. A new study comes out and shows that more than half of Americans are apparently they are turned on by what their partner does around the house, the chores that they do, which has spawned the chore chat line for adults. Check this out.
Ready for hot, steamy chat? Then call 1-900-SURE-CHAT, where sexy women are standing by ready to fulfill your every desire.
So, what are you wearing?
Dishwashing gloves.
Oh, yeah. So, what are you going to do?
I want to wash these pots and pans. I'm going to wash them by hand. You like those suds, baby?
Oh, yeah, I like the suds.
So, what are you wearing? Chat and talk to ladies who are ready to give you what you want.
What are you going to do next?
I'm going to scrub the tub. I'm going to get in there and clean it real good.
Oh, yeah.
Women who do household chores are waiting to talk to you. Call now.
There you go. Let's see what's going on out west in Hollywood. The world of WHIR, the showbiz segment, celebrity news. Those people so rich and famous, they are disassociated with reality. It is the showbiz segment. Here we go. All right, there's still no word on how Gene Hackman and his wife, Betsy Arakawa, died, but someone posted an interesting theory, and that someone is not just a random someone. It's Dr. Michael Baden, a world-famous forensic pathologist. No, he's not working on the case, but he's seen the reports, and he says that this might have been how it went down. Given the evidence from Gene's pacemaker, Baden says he may have suffered a cardiac arrest and collapsed. Now, as you may recall, Betsy was found on the floor in the bathroom with a a space heater on the floor next to her and an open prescription bottle on the counter with pills scattered everywhere. Baden says she may have run to the bathroom to get Jean's blood pressure medication and then fell herself. It's possible she had a cardiac event of her own. She wasn't known to have been in bad health, but she was 65 and under severe stress. Or it could have been just an accidental fall which caused her to hit her head. Authorities found no evidence of blunt force trauma, but she could have suffered an internal injury like a brain bleed that did not leave a mark. As for the dog that died, it was constrained in a cage or kennel, so it probably died from dehydration, said the doctor. Baden's theory would also explain why Betsy didn't call 911. Her first priority was getting Jean's medication, and she died in the process. So we'll see. I don't know if that's kind of the way it played out, but that's what a famous forensic pathologist has said. Hey, the Oscars will never be over as long as we keep talking about them, and it probably felt like they literally were never going to end on Sunday night. Here's the latest. Adrian Brody set an Oscar record with his acceptance speech. 5 minutes and 40 seconds. The previous record was 5 minutes and 30 seconds, set by actress Greer Garson all the way back in 1943. But that's not the only way Brody annoyed people. He's getting a lot of blowback for taking his gum out of his mouth and tossing it to his girlfriend before the speech. Songwriter Diane Warren tied the record for most Oscar nominations without ever winning. Sunday night was her 16th loss. She's 0-16 now in Oscar nods. And Sean Baker became the first filmmaker to win 4 Oscars for the same film. Writing, directing, editing, and producing Anora. And not surprisingly, the majority of Americans think the Will Smith slap is the most memorable Oscar moment of all time and will probably never be topped. Meanwhile, Chris Rock says he is not ruling out hosting the Oscars ever again. Adrian Brody set a record, but this time the most memorable Oscar moment of all time still is the Chris Rock slap. And a world-famous forensic pathologist has given his reasoning for how Gene Hackman and his wife may have died. That's what's going on at Westin Hollywood. The Showbiz segment, Celebrity Nil. We're going to Melton's Deli in Danville, grabbing a sandwich for lunch a little bit later on this afternoon. And we start off our lunch special today with the Colonel Chicken, number 9 on the Melton's Deli menu. 247 East Main Street and 995 Ben Ally Drive for the Colonel Chicken. All natural grilled chicken breast, 2 slices of provolone cheese, crisp bacon, lettuce, tomatoes, and mayonnaise, served in a toasted onion bun, $8.99 at Melton's Deli in Danville. The Colonel Chicken, number 9 on the Melton's Deli menu. And we'd love to have you on the Joe Show this morning and trying out Melton's and tell them you heard him this morning here on WHIR. You can get any sort of topping as well available on top of it or on the side. Again, I've mentioned I order the Colonel Chicken quite a bit. I'm a number 9 Colonel Chicken, side of honey mustard. That's what I go with. You can get it my way or get it your way at Melton's Deli in Danville. Again, Melton's number 1 at 247 East Main. Number 2 next to Danville Cinemas 8. 995 Ben Ally Drive. It's 7:56 in the morning. We're back right after this. And just about halfway home on the Joe Show on this Tuesday.
1, 2, 3. Oh, hi. Jenny here. Just counting all the dollars I saved at my local Big Deals online store. What? You haven't saved yet? Get on it. You'll love the great selection of gift certificates at discount prices. They make great gifts, too. And you can shop right from your phone. Nothing satisfies like counting all those savings. Now let me get back to it. 6, 7, 8.
Go to hometownlive.net to shop and save at the Big Deals online store. You can also find links to download the free Big Deals Media app for your phone. Works on Apple and Android sales. Shop quickly and access all your mobile Big Deal certificates easily for redemption. You can also easily send a mobile certificate to someone else to use via email. Check it out and join the thousands that save with Big Deal certificates to local businesses.
Shop and save with Big Deals at hometownlive.net. That's hometownlive.net.
If you're feeling hopeless, alone, and broken, maybe empty inside, Chloe's Petals for Hope.
Hi, Hi, this is Susan Rogers with Chloe's Petals for Hope. At the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, they understand that life's challenges can sometimes be difficult. Whether you're facing mental health struggles, emotional distress, alcohol or drug use concerns, or just need someone to talk to, caring counselors are here for you. You are not alone. Call or text 988 or chat 988lifeline.org. It's free and confidential.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
On the basketball court, you have to know where the lines are. It's just as important to know where the lines are in your own yard. Kentucky law generally requires you to have underground utility lines located before most excavation work, even if it's on your own property. If you don't call 811 and you damage a natural gas line, the Kentucky Public Service Commission will investigate you, and you may be fined up to $1,250. Much better to stay within the bounds of the law and call before you dig to start putting in that backboard or goalpost. For more information, visit psc.ky.gov. This message brought to you by the Kentucky Public Service Commission.
Listen to WHIR online at hometownlive.net, powered by Kentucky, WHIMAX.com.
Hey, we're back in action with you tonight. It is a 6:30 tip-off, DCA versus Pulaski County, right here on WHIR. Lady Warriors gearing up to attempt to win a second consecutive 12th region championship, and it starts tonight versus Pulaski County. It'll be at Pulaski County, so if you don't want to make the trip down there, we'll have the broadcast for you. Again, 6:30 tip-off. We'll take the air around 6:15 right here on 103.9 FM, WHIR Danville News, Talk Sports. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. News is now.
This is the talk of the town, AM 1230, and now on FM 103.9, WHIR Danville, powered by Kentucky WHIMAX.
It's 8 o'clock.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. The theme of President Trump's address to the joint session of Congress on Tuesday will be the renewal of the American dream. More from Mark Mayfield.
A White House official told ABC News of the theme, saying Trump will focus on his record so far, the economy, border security, and his plan for global peace. A White House statement says Trump has accomplished more in a month than any president has in 4 years, and that the joint address will be must-see TV. Trump's speech is set to start at 9 p.m. Eastern Time.
President Trump's 25% tariffs on goods from Mexico and Canada are now in effect, and economists are predicting that importers will pass along the cost of those tariffs to U.S. consumers, sending prices higher. Loyola Marymount University economics professor Sung-Won Son says some vendors may hike prices right away.
Other sellers or merchants, they may decide to sell existing inventories at the current price, and then when the costs go up from new supplies with higher tariffs, then raise the price.
Trump also slapped another 10% tariff on Chinese imports, in addition to a 10% tariff enacted last month. Canada says it will impose retaliatory 25% tariffs on $100 billion worth of U.S. goods. There's also a threat to cut off electricity to the United States that comes in from Canada. Beijing has also responded with retaliatory tariffs on U.S. food and agricultural products. President Trump is ordering a pause to all military aid to Ukraine. In a statement, a White House official said that Trump has been clear that he is focused on peace and that our partners need to be as well. It went on to say that the U.S. is pausing and reviewing our aid to ensure that it is contributing to a solution. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Day, join Kentucky Hears by the Heiser Hearing Institute in making a difference. Did you know that over 700,000 Kentuckians suffer from hearing loss? Kentucky Hears is here to help with free hearing screenings and affordable hearing aids through our mobile clinic. We bring quality hearing care to every corner of Kentucky, ensuring no one is left behind. Visit kyhears.org to learn more and schedule your free screening today. Kentucky Hears, because everyone deserves to hear the world around them.
Sure, there's your Aunt Martha who drops in without notice. But your most uninvited guests this winter are COVID-19, the flu, RSV, and whooping cough. But you have the power to protect yourself and your family. Stay up to date with vaccines. Stay home if you're sick. Wash your hands often. Cover your coughs and sneezes. And wear a mask if you're a high risk for serious illness. Let's do what we can to keep everyone healthy, Team Kentucky. Learn more at coveryourcough.ky.gov.
Senate Democrats on Monday blocked a Republican effort to ban federally funded schools from allowing transgender athletes to play women's sports. In a party line vote, Democrats filibustered the measure introduced by Republican Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville, who spoke out earlier in the day.
We're getting to a point now where women and girls sports are getting ready to be extinct, because already in states across this country, we have high school teams that are made up of totally boys participating against girls. So it's very serious.
Banning transgender participation in sports was a political talking point for many Republicans in the 2024 election. More than half of adults around the world will be obese or overweight by 2050, according to a new report. The analysis, published in The Lancet, also predicts a third of children will be overweight. Currently, more than half of adults who are overweight live in 8 countries: China, India, the United States, Brazil, Russia, Mexico, Indonesia, and Egypt. Experts warn if the trends don't change, the impact on health and economies will be massive. Linda McMahon is now officially in charge of the Education Department.
The yeas are 51, the nays are 45. The nomination is confirmed.
The Senate voted along party lines Monday after Democrats criticized her lack of education experience and support for President Trump's plans to close the department. McMahon is a former professional wrestling performer who left WWE in 2009. Eric Clapton is announcing a short run of U.S. tour dates later this year. Clapton will hit Cleveland, Philadelphia, Nashville, Boston, and New York. Tickets go on sale on Friday. Michael Kastner, NBC News.
Danville Deal Maker.
Together, let's drive at Bob Allen Chevrolet. Hi, I'm John Welsh, inviting you to check out Bob Allen's pricing on new 25 Chevy Silverado 2500 HD Custom Crew Cab 4x4. Now priced at only $49,992. Stock M25 $397. Bob Allen Chevrolet, located on Maple Avenue in Danville, or shop online anytime at BobAllenMotorMall.com.
Paying for your student's college can feel overwhelming. Scholarships and grants help, but they might not cover everything. With competitive low interest rates and no application or other fees, the Kentucky Advantage Parent Loan offers a smooth and affordable solution. Owned and managed by a state-based nonprofit lender, we're committed to helping families like yours. Apply today and take the next step in supporting their dreams. Visit KentuckyAdvantageLoan.com or call 800-988-6333 to learn more.
This message is brought to you by the Kentucky Broadcasters Association and this station.
Planning a wedding? Paying for a wedding? A wedding? Hi, this is Fitzgerald Clark with Wedding Planning with, inviting you to join us Monday through Friday after the 8:30 morning news on WHIR AM 1230. I'll give you sound wedding planning advice and money-saving tips, information you need, and you'll get it all right here at your favorite radio station, WHIR AM 1230.
Good morning to you. It's Tuesday. It's the 4th day of March, a day where we get cloudy skies. 67 is your high today, and rain showers will soak us later on tonight. Forecast comes your way. News comes up here right now on The Joe Show.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update.
The Boyle County Extension Office is partnering with the City of Danville to present a 5-session civic engagement and local government series with its purpose to educate citizens on local government and how things get done. The program is completely free, but they do ask that you register online to let them know which topics you're most interested in and so they can plan for snacks as well. The series also coincides with Danville's budget process, so it's a chance to get questions answered about that as well and learn how you can get involved. You can register by following the link on the City of Danville Facebook page. The Danville Architectural Heritage Board is accepting nominations for their 2025 Preservation Awards, which recognize the efforts in Danville and Boyle County in preserving historic built environment. The awards help celebrate those people and stories that inspire the community and reinforce the importance of historic preservation in Danville and Boyle County. There are multiple categories for the awards: residential exterior restoration, commercial or institutional exterior restoration, adaptive reuse, educational preservation project by an individual or group, an outstanding preservation project by an individual or group. The awards are presented in May. You can nominate a person or business for these awards at danvilleky.gov. The Boyle County Senior Commodities Distribution is set for this Thursday at Danville First Church of God. Seniors will be able to stay in their car and have their food box loaded for them. All clients on the active list should pick up food by 12:30, and those in the waiting list should pick theirs up between 12:30 and 1. If you have any questions, call Danville First Church of God at 859-236-4700. Temperatures are even warmer today, and we also expect a rain shower and thunderstorm as well tonight. It's a week that'll give us all kinds of different weather. Mid-60s with cloudy skies today, then a system that moves in tonight into Wednesday, which could bring with it damaging winds. Late tomorrow night into Thursday will bring a cold air surge with gusty winds in that system as well. But it is getting warmer as we head into next week. Meteorologists are expecting temperatures back into the 70s. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
Catch the best of Sean Hannity, Saturday mornings, 10 to 1 on WHIR.
Hi, I'm Michael Landra, host of Ireland with Michael, and I'm inviting you to join me at an all-new live show. Experience the magic of Ireland in this phenomenal multimedia concert featuring the music, the dance, and the stories that make the Emerald Isle so enchanting. I so look forward to seeing you soon at Ireland with Michael Live.
Saturday, March 15th at 7 o'clock at the Boyle County Performing Arts Center. Get your tickets online or call us at 859-439-5143.
There's something special about eating at a local restaurant. When you're greeted at the door or you sit down at your regular seat, it's easy to tell the difference from a big chain restaurant. Cattleman's Roadhouse is proud to be locally owned, and we are committed to serving up the best hand-cut steaks, providing an all-you-can-eat salad bar, and cooking up delicious meals right here in your community. Whether you're spending time with family or just craving a great steak, we are here because the best places in life are local.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
It's brought to you by our friends hanging out over at Danville Auto Body Shop. Top-line collision auto body repair. Head to the mechanics at Danville Auto Body Shop. 315 Dillahay. Get a free estimate, and they work with their insurance company. Fixing water leaks, window motor repairs, hail damage, and paintless tint repair. Danville Auto Body Shop. Mostly cloudy, 67 and 52, the high and low. Tomorrow, rain showers are likely. A high tomorrow, 43, as we see temperatures drop down into the low 40s tomorrow afternoon. Thursday, mostly cloudy, becoming sunny, and a high of 45. Right now, it's 8:10 in the morning, 48 degrees, and we're talking with Mike Marcy from the Boyle County Public Library. Good morning, Mike. How are you?
Doing well, Joe. Good morning.
Yeah, appreciate you being on here, Mike. You're taking the place of Colleen this morning to tell us all the great happenings at the Boyle County Public Library. So, Mike, it's all yours. Tell us what's up this week.
Well, we've got several big events coming up in the next few days here. One of the biggest that we've been planning for a couple of months is finally here. It's our Young Adult Author Talk with David Arnold. He's a best-selling author of young adult fiction from Lexington, and he'll be here on Thursday at 4 o'clock. Talking about his first graphic novel. It's called Luminous Beings, and it features zombie squirrels. They're called squizzies in the book, and they're bent on taking over the world, so it's kind of a fun read for that young adult fiction genre. So this is for 16 years and older, teens and adults. They can come hear David talk about the book, get their books signed. We distributed a number of books to the 11th and 12th graders at the local schools, Danville, Boyle, and KSD, and they can get those signed. The Carnegie Center in Lexington provided those for us. We'll have some snacks from the Marini Cafe. Plaid Elephant Books is helping us out with this as well. So that's a pretty big event for us.
Okay.
Excuse me. And then coming up that same night, Thursday night, we've got a reception in our gallery focusing on items from the Story Center's digital collection that they've been bringing in on farming in Boyle County. They've been collecting documents, images, all sorts of items from people in the county on the history of farming in Boyle County. And there'll be a reception that evening, and that exhibit will be open through the 26th of March there. And then another big series that starts next week, a program series called Curiosity 101. This is for adults who have not grown tired of learning just because they've grown up. You don't stop learning just because you get older. So if you still love to learn and want to feed your own curiosity, this is for you. 4 programs on 4 successive Wednesdays beginning on the 12th. And this series will focus on technology. All 4 programs will be related to technology. And we ask that folks come to all 4 if possible. And registration is required for that. It is free, but registration is required, and you can sign up on our website for that. And then those series of programs will be recurring. There'll be another Curiosity 101 series coming up in the summer that'll focus on art. Let's see, a couple other things coming up soon. We've got a game night tonight. Our library game nights are lots of fun for all ages, kids, adults. We've got a huge collection of board games sitting here about 3 feet from me. There'll be board games, pizza. It's just a good time you can have with your family and friends here. Folks from the library will teach you some board games that you don't know maybe. And then we've got a kids' tiny art activity coming up on Monday afternoon, the 10th at 3:30. That's for ages 6 to 10. They get to paint a canvas 6 inches or less and create their masterpiece in that space using paint or stamps or collage or whatever they'd like to use, and get as creative as they can. So it's another busy week here at the library, Joe.
Love it. Good stuff going on at the Boyle County Public Library. And the Mathis family, big fans of the library, is talking with Mike yesterday about how excited we are for the summer programming coming up that the library has been planning for quite some time, and the Starlight movie nights and all that. So
the movies are set, and the summer program is coming together quickly. We're looking forward to that and working hard to prepare for that already. Our summer kickoff is May the 28th.
Okay, I was going to ask when that starts. May the 28th. Y'all usually do like a big shindig there at the library for that, right?
That'll be that night. The big kickoff shindig will be that night, and then the summer programs will be going throughout June and July and the first day or 2 of August.
There you go. Mike Marcy, Boyle County Public Library. Again, circle on your calendar. This Thursday is the David Arnold author talk, and you'll be able to meet him and get your book autographed by David Arnold. He'll be at the library. What time is that again this Thursday again, Mike?
Thursday at 4 o'clock.
4 o'clock, and Thursday afternoon, this Thursday afternoon, 4 o'clock there at the library. Mike Marcy, Mike, appreciate you being on. We'll talk to you again later, okay?
All right. Colleen will be back next week.
Sounds good. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
That's Mike Marcy, Boyle County Public Library, 238-7323. The phone number for the Boyle County Public Library, that's 238-READ. And Mike or whoever answers the phone can answer your questions for you. And library, they've always got stuff going on. I was talking with Mike yesterday. I think the library does so much more than people would even realize. So just stop by there one day and check that out and see what the activities they got going on. There's no way to even in our radio segment to cover every single activity the library does. So stop by there and get their calendar of events and get geared up again for the summer kickoff. May the 28th is when the summer series has their big kickoff there at the library. Let's see what's going on this morning's Sort of Sports Report. Those headlines you may not hear in your everyday typical sports report. Starting off in the NBA, where unless something completely shocking and unexpected happens tonight, LeBron James will add another historic milestone to his storied career. James is already the NBA's all-time leading scorer at 41,837 points. In the postseason, he's racked up another 8,162 points. You add both those together, and LeBron has 49,999 points. That's more than 5,000 points more than second-place player Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and 1 point shy of an amazing 50,000. The New Orleans Pelicans visit the Lakers tonight, where that milestone should be surpassed as long as LeBron scores at least 1 point. Tip-off scheduled for 10:30 tonight. One Major League Soccer franchise felt the need to apologize to the fans for something that they had no control over. On Sunday, the Houston Dynamo welcomed Inter Miami, who ended up beating the home team 4-1, and did so without superstar Lionel Messi. Messi set out in preparation for Thursday's Champions League match with Argentina. Houston fans were apparently upset enough about Messi's absence from the pitch that the Houston Dynamo issued an apology. In it, they correctly pointed out that Messi didn't even make the trip with Miami, and they have no control over who plays for our opponent, unquote. As a show of appreciation for those fans who attended the game, the Dynamo then offered free tickets to a future game, even though, again, they did absolutely nothing wrong to those fans. In the sort of sports sounds from last night, Kyrie Irving went down with a left knee injury versus the Kings. Pretty bad one. Got up, shot 2 free throws, and then was helped off the court after making 2 free throws. Kyrie Irving's injury scare. Here's how it sounded yesterday in the NBA broadcast.
Got Kyrie down here. That is obviously a major concern, what's going on right now.
And in college basketball, St. John's head coach Rick Pitino talks about turning the basketball program at St. John's around.
If you said to me at the beginning of the year, are you shocked that you won the Big East? No, I'm not shocked. I'm mildly surprised. If you said to me, are you shocked that you won 26 games? I'm mildly surprised. If you said to me that Madison Square Garden would be packed 4 consecutive games in the fifth, I'm very surprised.
There you go. That's what's going on in this morning's sort of Sports Report. We have more sports coming your way with the Big Daddy, Steve Bertram with sports. And then Randy Isms has got his thoughts. Randy Graham is in studio coming up next.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve Bertram with sports. Number 19, Kentucky will probably look a little different tonight when they entertain LSU in their home finale. Injuries to key players have knocked the Cats for a loop. They'll be without star Jackson Robinson for the rest of the season, who will have surgery on that injured wrist later this week. Robinson is one of 7 seniors that will be honored tonight in their last home game at UK. The others are Amari Williams, Lamont Butler, Ansley Almanor, Kirk Arisa, Andrew Carr, and Kobe Brea. Our pregame shows begin at 5:30 this afternoon. Tip-off is set for 7 o'clock for Kentucky versus LSU tonight on Z105. Last night in the girls' 12th region tournament at Pulaski County, Rockcastle County defeated Boyle County 52-46. In the second game, Wayne County eliminated Mercer County 69-31. Hometown Radio has action from the girls' 12th tonight as Danville Christian Academy takes on host Pulaski County at 6:30 on WHIR FM 103.9. That game's followed by West Jessamine versus Southwestern around 8:15. The boys' 12th region action begins tomorrow night at Lincoln County, where the Patriots face Pulaski County at 6:30 in the opener. That's followed by Mercer County versus Wayne County at 8:15 on WHBN FM 99.5. Thursday night at 6:30, DCA plays Somerset on Z105. In the Atlantic Sun tournament last night, Jacksonville University ousted Eastern Kentucky University 78-67. The Center women traveled to Illinois Wesleyan Friday night for their first game in the NCAA D3 tournament. The Colonels are 21-7, Wesleyan 26-1. If they win, Center could play Transylvania, which faces Trine in the other game in Bloomington, Illinois. And the 4th-seeded Kentucky women see their first action in the SEC tournament this Friday against either Oklahoma, Georgia, or Arkansas. That's sports. God bless America. I'm Steve Bertram on the Hometown Radio Network.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Running a business isn't easy, and if you want to reach new customers, you've got to get your message out. Hi, I'm Don, and here are some marketing fast facts to help you grow your business. So, do you know which media dominates the marketplace? It's radio. Radio is the #1 mass reach media. 93% of the population listens to radio. Radio reaches more people than TV, Google, Facebook, Twitter, or Yellow Pages. Also, radio dominates in the car. Potential customers don't surf the internet, watch TV, or read it while driving. Radio reaches consumers as they travel to stores to make shopping decisions. You know, no other media can make that claim. And radio has the strongest ROI of any other media. Radio has an average ROI of $10 of incremental sales for every dollar spent. Your dollar work harder with radio. So, where do you start? Call us today and find out how radio can help grow your business.
Promote your business to thousands of potential customers every week. To learn more, go online to AdvertiseCentralKentucky.com. That's AdvertiseCentralKentucky.com.
Good morning, Sir Joe in the Know, and what another great day it is to get up and get at 'em. Well, Joe, the president paused military aid to Ukraine yesterday after Zelensky over the weekend stated that the end of the war with Russia is very, very far away. Very, very far away? Not a very appropriate or perceptive perspective, but explains in part why the relationship is where it is at today. As an unnamed White House spokesperson said that the president has been clear that he is focused on peace, before saying that he was speaking on condition of anonymity. I mean, don't you like it when these officials speak and hide behind a condition called anonymity? Although the comment may have been previously authorized. Continued that we are pausing and reviewing our aid to ensure that it is contributing to a solution, the official added. Of course, congressional Democrats immediately reacted by condemning the pause as dangerous and illegal. And isn't it interesting as well how congressional Democrats didn't call it dangerous or illegal when Biden paused military aid to Israel? Not aid that we had given them, like in Ukraine, but aid that Israel had previously paid for. Joe, having young children, have you ever noticed when feeding young babies and they're really hungry how you can't get the food to them fast enough before they start crying for the next bite? Or taking a toy away from a toddler, they start hollering with anger? Doesn't that in a way sound like or describe Zelensky? We see Europe has given military aid with guaranteed repayment, but America under Biden just gave them military aid for free, just like we gave away military hardware to Afghanistan. So Trump, in an attempt to both secure Ukraine's borders and secure our investment, offers rare earth minerals deal, while at the same time taking away an opportunity for war, where Zelensky is the central figure on stage, being spoon-fed, and Zelensky begins throwing a little tantrum and throws a wrench in the well-oiled gears of the signing. Albeit now we know from hindsight or history he had previously met with Democrats who encouraged him not to sign it. To the point Trump has called him out as not being more grateful. I mean, talking a short-sighted leader able to only see what's in front of him. All he sees is a spoon instead of seeing a shovel of opportunity and security for his country, with American workers in Ukraine working alongside Ukrainians in a partnership that would ensure their security while keeping Putin mute, where he could not rationally, in world opinion, argue against such a partnership that would end his own aggressive attempts at taking or further expanding his gains in Ukraine. And on the world stage, embarrassing Putin. I mean, it's brilliant, a win-win combination. But Zelensky has taken now the attitude of defiance, saying that the war will last a long, long time before it's over. The mineral deal is the military guarantee, and why Democrats told Zelensky before the meeting not to accept it, because they're afraid of Trump getting another win, this time on the world stage. Yes, the truth seems at times is all from the eyes of the beholder, doesn't it? Or who's doing the defining. as we often forget that we hear through our experiences, don't we? And probably explains in part why two people can see the same event unfolding before their eyes, like a wreck at a stoplight, and come away with two entirely different perspectives. There's your difference, Joe, between the Democrats and Republican parties. And why I believe in part the Bible gives us an outlet or throws us a rope by saying, "Come, brother, let us reason together." Of course, then we got to come back and ask from what rule book our president will be viewing the reasoning. For example, if one is a Christian and the other is a non-believer, or from two entirely different cultures, we're going to have a problem right from the beginning, aren't we? Until we can find common ground, or what I like to call the no, K-N-O-W zone, from which we can begin a relationship or building a foundation for one. Then, whether coming from two different perspectives or beliefs or religious systems, the no, or K-N-O-W zone, can become a foundation for a friendship, or at least the beginning of a dialogue. I mean, some call it meeting in the hurt. For example, if two people have been through the same traumatic experiences, for example, the loss of life or divorce, they can meet in that hurt. That no zone becomes their familiarity for a friendship, even if they are meeting for the first time. Likewise, the same location of a wonderful vacation. They got to find common ground or a starting point from where they can begin a friendship, or begin again to repair one. For example, like Trump and Zelensky. And while once again, all we have to do is look to history to provide for us perspective and common ground. And we'll often share here that if the study of math and sciences will give America a technological edge in the future, it'll be the study of history that'll keep that future free. And Ukraine provides us rich history from which to find common ground. Joe, you know, sometimes people paint themselves in a corner where sometimes we need to throw them a rope to help them out of that corner they painted themselves into. And I believe this defines Zelensky's predicament. And why tonight in Trump's address toward the joint sessions of Congress that he just might throw Zelensky a rope with his words. Which brings us to history. The Ukrainian people have always been mistreated by Russia. Stalin starving them. Even after the breakup of the old USSR. Did you know Ukraine was the third largest nuclear power in the world until they agreed to give up those weapons to Russia? Pressure under the Democrat Clinton administration. And under Obama, they were only given blankets when threatened by Putin. That Putin took Crimea, where Trump gave them javelins when he came into office that could stop tanks. Then came Biden, whose debacle in Afghanistan only encouraged Putin and would not build up Ukraine's strength prior to the invasion. Instead, stating hoping the incursion would not be too much, offering only a plane ride out if the invasion started. Instead, Zelensky and righteous might galvanize the Ukrainian people and chose to fight with the weapons Trump provided. So Trump is trying to provide Zelensky a rope, which I believe will be enforced tonight, where Zelensky will have an opportunity to pull himself up on that rope America has provided. At the same time, he would be sticking a needle in the eye of Putin through the security guarantees that would come from the only American president that has offered him real security.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Kentucky lawmakers working on a state version of the Department of Government Efficiency.
Senate Bill 257 has advanced out of committee to the full chamber. It would create a Kentucky Office of Government Efficiency to be headed up by State Auditor Allison Ball.
I have become convinced that transparency is incredibly important. The public has to know what's happening, and this is just an added measure for that.
She tells WKYT it's not a new power, but performance audits haven't been conducted in some time. This bill would report the results of those audits to the Legislative Research Commission and the governor. I'm Jack Crumley.
A Gant man is dead and a second motorist hospitalized following Saturday's head-on vehicle collision in Gallatin County. Kentucky State Police sources say it happened near the intersection of State Route 1039 and Knox-Lillard Road when the northbound Chrysler minivan collided with an oncoming Chevy SUV. The minivan's driver, ID'd as 18-year-old Kyle Jones, was pronounced dead at the scene. The other motorist was 20-year-old Andrew Heichelbeck. He was airlifted to a nearby hospital with unspecified injuries. No one else was hurt as KSP continues to investigate. Meantime, the opening ceremonies of the Kentucky Derby Festival just over a month away.
The Air Force F-35 fighter jet demo team will return to thunder over Louisville this year. Lieutenant Colonel Josh Ketterer at the Kentucky Air National Guard with more on the military planes in the sky.
We've got numerous aircraft, large aircraft. We got a planned C-5 this year. We haven't had a C-5 on the books in over a decade. It just defies logic to see the aircraft in flight. It's such a large aircraft.
The focal point of the fireworks show will be the Clark Memorial Bridge. New this year will be a series of fireworks launched in layers that will build into an American flag. Thunder over Louisville is Saturday, April 12th.
That's Paul Miles reporting. I'm Lee Mowen.
This is the Kentucky News Network.
Hey, it's me, your radio. Yeah, I know, I'm usually here playing your favorite song or the news, weather, sports, talk, even traffic. You and I spend a lot of time together, and I was thinking you should advertise your business right here on the radio. Check it out. About 93% of the population listens to the radio each week. And with radio, you can reach the right people with the right message at the right time, at the right cost. I mean, simply put, the dollars you spend on radio advertising generate the best ROI of any media. I bet you didn't know I knew stuff like that, did you? I know what you're thinking. Sounds pretty good, but I have no idea where to start with this radio advertising thing. Surprise! I'm kind of an expert. Tell you what, give us a call today and find out how radio delivers results.
Promote your business to thousands of potential customers every week. To learn more, go online to advertisecentralkentucky.com. That's advertisecentralkentucky.com.
Boyle County's our home, so let's keep it clean. Come on, Boyle County, reduce, reuse, recycle. Let's work together to keep our county beautiful. Load your car, trailer, or pickup truck. Our recycling center will sort your stuff. Don't just throw it away when you can recycle it today. Boyle County's our home, so let's keep it clean.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. The Boyle County Extension Office is partnering with the City of Danville to present a 5-session civic engagement and local government series with its purpose to educate citizens on local government and how things get done. The program is completely free, but they do ask that you register online to let them know which topics you're most interested in and so they can plan for snacks as well. The series also coincides with Danville's budget process, so it's a chance to get questions answered about that as well and learn how you can get involved. You can register by following the link on the City of Danville Facebook page. The Danville Architectural Heritage Board is accepting nominations for their 2025 Preservation Awards, which recognize the efforts in Danville and Boyle County in preserving historic built environment. The awards help celebrate those people and stories that inspire the community and reinforce the importance of historic preservation in Danville and Boyle County. There are multiple categories for the awards: residential exterior restoration, commercial or institutional exterior restoration, adaptive reuse, educational preservation project by an individual or group, an outstanding preservation project by an individual or group. The awards are presented in May. You can nominate a person or business for these awards at danvilleky.gov. The Boyle County Senior Commodities Distribution is set for this Thursday at Danville First Church of God. Seniors will be able to stay in their car and have their food box loaded for them. All clients on the active list should pick up food by 12:30, and those in the waiting list should pick theirs up between 12:30 and 1. If you have any questions, call Danville First Church of God at 859-236-4700. Temperatures are even warmer today, and we also expect a rain shower and thunderstorm as well tonight. It's a week that'll give us all kinds of different weather. Mid-60s with cloudy skies today, then a system that moves in tonight into Wednesday, which could bring with it damaging winds. Late tomorrow night into Thursday will bring a cold air surge with gusty winds in that system as well. But it is getting warmer as we head into next week. Meteorologists are expecting temperatures back into the 70s. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
Direct from Belfast, Ireland and London's West End. Be transported to the Emerald Isle with Ireland's newest music sensation, the Shamrock Tenors. Lighting up the stage with their soaring 5-part harmony, the Shamrock Tenors bring a fresh energy to your favourite Irish tunes. Experience the music of Ireland like never before with the Shamrock Tenors.
EKU Center for the Arts, Sunday, March 9th at 7:30.
Wilson's Tractor 2, your local Kubota equipment dealer, wants to help you deliver a job done right. That's why they want you to know that the new Kubota inventory is arriving daily. You have work to do. They have the reliable reliability and durability and versatile lineup to help you do it all. Visit Lawson's Tractor 2 today for all your equipment needs. Lawson's Tractor 2, 4 miles south of Danville on Highway 127, open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday, 8 to noon. Lawson's Tractor 2.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
It's brought to you by our friends over at Dexter and Reitmeyer Insurance, your local independent insurance agency. Proudly representing the Auto Owners Insurance Company. Ask if auto owners make sense for you by calling Mark or Chris for a free quote, 859-236-6686. 86, cloudy skies and 67's the high, 52 is the low for tonight. We get wind and rain tonight into tomorrow, where tomorrow's high is 55, although by the afternoon it drops down to 43. Rain showers and maybe even some snow tomorrow night. Into Thursday, where it becomes sunny and 45 is the high. It's 8:37 in the morning right now. It's 50 degrees. Tuesday, the 4th day of March, and Pimmy has got some info for you. What's going on with Pim Pfisterer-Clark?
Hi, I'm Pim Pfisterer-Clark, and this is Wedding Planning with Pim. Brides sure seem to spend a lot of time worrying about favors, especially considering the fact that they're gobbled down in 2 seconds or left behind on the table. If you must have a favor because it's the thing to do where you live and guests will expect something, you can't go wrong with something for guests to eat that's a personal reflection of you and your fiancé. How about individual bags of the bride's and groom's favorite cookies with the recipes printed on a card for guests to take? An interactive candy buffet is fun. Fill glass jars with all sorts of favorite candies. Let guests fill their own small bags or boxes to take home. A box of petit fours, small iced and decorated cake pieces decorated in the wedding colors, is a tasty gift. A miniature version of the wedding cake boxed up for each guest is a wonderful favor, clearly not for the bride on a budget. Jordan almonds tucked in tiny bird's nests for an outdoor wedding, or color-coordinated ice cream sandwiches in the shape of hearts wrapped in cellophane. Anything chocolate is always a winner. Breakfast to go for a wedding that ends in the wee hours? Send your guests off with bags of donuts, pastries, or bagels for the morning. Candy bars with a customized wrapper with your names and wedding date is a sweet treat. My love note, the more creative your edible favor is, the more guests will remember it.
Let's face it, nothing makes you look older than you really are than thinning hair. But what if you could not only increase your hair count, but promote new hair growth without surgery, without drugs with potential side effects, and without a prescription from your doctor? Well, now you can, thanks to a breakthrough new supplement called Hair Grow, provided by New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Europe. Hair Grow is now available in the U.S. Only Hair Grow contains tocogaya, a powerful antioxidant that has received a U.S. patent. Multiple clinical studies show Hair Grow is safe and effective in promoting new hair growth. In one study, 95% of the patients using Hair Grow saw increased hair count. Don't lose more time and more hair. Try Hair Grow today to feel and look your best. Available online at Amazon, Walmart.com, and NewNordicUSA.com, or in stores at your local CVS. Look younger and feel more confident with Hair Grow by New Nordic at NewNordicUSA.com, or in stores at your local CVS.
Sounds good, doesn't it? Anglers Outpost Marine can make this dream a reality for you. This is Chris Rogers, and if you're looking for a great deal on a used boat, Anglers Outpost Marine can help. We have a wide range of used boats to choose from, so you can find the boat of your dreams at a price you can afford. We can assist you in finding the perfect match and offer financing. Visit us today in North Garrett at the corner of Highway 27 and 34. Open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, Saturday by appointment. Cruise on in to Anglers Outpost and Marine.
Listen to us on your smart speaker. Just ask to play our call letters. WHIR.
$8:40 in the morning. It is 50 degrees. Clear skies. Good start to this Tuesday on a day where we do expect quite a few cloudy skies and rain showers a little bit later on this evening. Hey, according to a lawsuit, Mike Lindell's My Pillow company is now being hit with about $9 million in unpaid delivery fees, and they stiffed FedEx for that. So, like, they owe FedEx $9 million from products that FedEx has delivered for them. and they never paid FedEx for that product. So we'll see how this happens. A lawsuit now being filed against Mike Lindell's MyPillow company.
It's Mike Lindell. Want to ship something for cheap? Well, how about for free? Then you need the USPS, the United States Pillow Service.
Cool. How's it work?
It's easy. I send you a My Pillowcase. You fill it with whatever you want to ship, and it gets shipped off disguised as a My Pillow, and I don't pay the shipping cost. And I pass the savings on to you.
I stuffed a pair of shoes into a pillowcase and shipped them to my sister in Kansas, and I didn't pay a dime in shipping costs.
Yup. Don't tell anybody.
I ordered a case of pickles, and Mike Lindell sent me a pillowcase, and I sent the empty pillowcase to the place who had the pickles, and they sent the pickles to me in the pillowcase. Pretty complicated and confusing, but that's okay. It was free.
It'll be our little secret. The United States Pillow Service helped me stiff FedEx out of shipping costs by shipping stuff in a pillowcase today.
Let's see what's going on in Grub Gab, the world of food, where you can just eat it. Here we go. Subway is bringing back their $6.99 foot-long deal for a limited time at Subway. Customers can order any foot-long sub off the Subway menu for $6.99. To grab the deal, use the promo code 699FL on the Subway app or website. Doug Fry, president of Subway North America, said in a press release, quote, "People continue to watch their spending but don't want to sacrifice quality, quantity, and taste for value when dining on the go. With the return of the $6.99 any foot-long offer, Subway is delivering on all three with freshly made, great-tasting sandwiches at an exceptional value. The $6.99 foot-long deal available now at participating locations nationwide for a limited time. Popeyes has announced the return of their fan-favorite shrimp tackle bows and flounder fish sandwiches in time for Lent. For a limited time only. The shrimp tackle box includes 8 butterfly shrimp coated in crispy fried and seasoned with Popeye's signature Louisiana herbs and spice blend, along with 1 regular side and a biscuit for $5.99. You can also get a surf and turf option by swapping 4 shrimp for 2 chicken tenders at a price of $4.99. Both of these options are served with classic tartar sauce and a choice of dipping sauces. Meanwhile, the fish sandwich is priced at $5.99 and features an Alaskan flounder fillet coated in crispy fried and seasoned with Popeye's signature Louisiana herbs and spices, served on a warm brioche bun and 2 barrel cured pickles. The sandwich can be ordered with classic tartar sauce on a spicy spread. There's also the strawberry cream cheese fried pie, returning to the Lent menu as well, priced at $1.99. It consists of a turnover-style crust filled with strawberry and cream cheese filling. And hey, Jimmy John's is giving away $1 million worth of toasted sandwiches today to celebrate the release of 3 toasted sandwiches. Today is now Toasted Tuesday. The new flavors are a chicken bacon ranch, roast beef and cheddar, and ultimate Italian. To score a free Sammy, simply log into the Jimmy John's app or website and enter the promo code Toasted Tuesday, all caps, all one word. There's a limited amount, so get them while they're hot. Jimmy John's Toasted Tuesday today. Subway bringing back a $6.99 foot-long deal, and Popeyes brings fish on the menu for the Lenten season. Grub Gab, where you can always just eat it. It's 8:45 in the morning. James the Gardener is on here next, and we see what's gone on this date in rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history around the corner as well.
Welch Homes Real Estate. Welcome home with Welch Homes.
With the Welch Homes team, transitions are a breeze. Whether buying or selling, they make it hassle-free, community-centered, and focused on you. Find out more at welchhomes.com. Welch Homes Real Estate, they love what they do, and it shows.
Welch Homes Real Estate. Welcome home with Welch Homes.
Hello, Central Kentucky. I'm Steve Bertram with sports. Number 19, Kentucky will probably look a little different tonight when they entertain LSU in their home finale. Injuries to key players have knocked the Cats for a loop. They'll be without star Jackson Robinson for the rest of the season, who will have surgery on that injured wrist later this week. Robinson is one of 7 seniors that will be honored tonight in their last home game at UK. The others are Amari Williams, Lamont Butler, Ansley Almanor, Kirk Arisa, Andrew Carr, and Kobe Brea. Our pregame shows begin at 5:30 this afternoon. Tip-off is set for 7 o'clock for Kentucky versus LSU tonight on Z105. Last night in the girls' 12th region tournament at Pulaski County, Rockcastle County defeated Boyle County 52-46. In the second game, Wayne County eliminated Mercer County 69-31. Hometown Radio has action from the girls' 12th tonight as Danville Christian Academy takes on host Pulaski County at 6:30 on WHIR FM 103.9. That game's followed by West Jessamine versus Southwestern around 8:15. The boys' 12th region action begins tomorrow night at Lincoln County, where the Patriots face Pulaski County at 6:30 in the opener. That's followed by Mercer County versus Wayne County at 8:15 on WHBN FM 99.5. Thursday night at 6:30, DCA plays Somerset on Z105. In the Atlantic Sun tournament last night, Jacksonville University ousted Eastern Kentucky University 78-67. The Center women traveled to Illinois Wesleyan Friday night for their first game in the NCAA D3 tournament. The Colonels are 21-7, Wesleyan 26-1. If they win, Center could play Transylvania, which faces Trine in the other game in Bloomington, Illinois. And the 4th-seeded Kentucky women see their first action in the SEC tournament this Friday against either Oklahoma, Georgia, or Arkansas. That's sports. God bless America. I'm Steve Bertram on the Hometown Radio Network.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. It makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by
It's brought to you by our friends over at Howard Carpenter Flooring Outlet, Harrisburg, specializing in discount, waterproof vinyl flooring, hardwood tile, and carpet remnants. Shop and save on all types of floor coverings. Howard Carpenter Flooring Outlet, 540 North College Street. All right, you get sunshine right now and cloudy skies a little bit later on today. 67 degrees a high, a low tonight, 52. Windy, a breezy day. Today, really tonight into tomorrow, where rain showers and wind gust, not windstorm, I guess, kind of, but 50-mile-per-hour wind gust at times tomorrow.
Yeah.
And maybe some snow tomorrow night, James.
That's what I hear.
Snow showers. Thursday, cloudy, becoming sunny, and a high Thursday of 45. Right now, it's 8:50 in the morning. You hear James the Gardener in studio with us. That means it's time for a Gardening with James segment.
And now, for the next few minutes, the man with the jolly green thumb and the big straw hat is going to tell us where it's at. Gardening with James, that's the name. Growing good food, that's our aim. Working in our garden every day. Well, we might not be all that pretty, but we don't mind getting all dirty and gritty. Growing our food the natural way. Yes, we're gardening with James, the natural way. Let's dig it, James.
James, the Gardener, Gardening with James. What's going on with James today in the garden?
Oh, just still trying to do small bits of cleanup.
I guess my tip for today is, like I said, but when you start, if you've got a pile of leaves, say in an area that you just want to clean up, my tip today is the ground bees are still in there sleeping, and you may see some coming out because I seen one, must have been last week for the first time, and I was like, oh. Okay, so be careful when you start to rake those leaves back, because, like I said, the bees and the wasp and different things are still sleeping up underneath there.
Yeah, I was playing ball with Jack a couple days ago in the backyard, and I saw a bee buzz by.
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh, Jack, you know what that means? It's getting baseball season when bees are out." He's like, "Well, I don't want bees to be out." Well, I don't really want them either, but they are helpful.
Yes, they are.
As long as we stay away from them.
That's right.
And they stay away from us. Now, see, it's a mutual agreement. I'll stay away from you if you stay away from me type thing, and I hope the bees understand that.
Yeah, because usually, I try to hold this conversation. I see them, I say, okay, well, I'm going to be over on this side, okay? Let me go ahead and finish this, and then when I get finished, could I get you to move on this side?
Yeah, we'll switch spots.
We'll switch spots.
You got to do bzz, 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 bzz. You got to speak in their language.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. Garden with James, Tuesdays and Thursdays here on the Joe Show on WHIR, Danville News Talk Sports. All right, James, happy Unique Name Day.
Oh, okay.
And the question is that they ask me here to post, do you have a weird name? James, I don't think you do.
No.
Joe, I don't think I do.
No.
So today's National Unique Name Day. Social Security Administration tracks the 1,000 most popular boy and girl names each year.
Okay.
So like the top 1,000 popular names.
Okay.
And the bottom of each list is pretty interesting. Now, they have not released the 2024 stats yet for National Unique Name Day.
Okay.
But we do have the top names in 2023. These are the top names.
Okay.
These are not the 1,000th most popular. These are the top names.
Top names.
For boys, Liam, Noah, and Oliver. Oliver's making a comeback.
Okay.
And then for girls, Olivia, Emma, and Charlotte. So those aren't very unique, right? But the other end of the list is where things get interesting.
Okay.
If your name is down around 1,000, it's definitely unique.
Okay.
The 1,000th most popular name for boys is Hollis.
Hollis?
Hollis.
Okay.
Hollis. Hollis. The 1,000th most popular name for girls is, I don't know how to pronounce it. Aylani is probably how it's today. Aylani.
Aylani?
Aylani. I don't think either one of those are too bad. No. They're not like way out there in left field.
Yeah, no, those are good.
Hollis and Aylani.
Yeah.
From that, the top 1,000 list, here are the other, what you would consider, these aren't bottom 10 names. I'm not saying you have like the worst name ever if your name's on here, but these are the 991st through 1,000th most popular names.
Okay.
So it's still in the top 1,000 popular names,
Okay.
but they're not very popular.
Okay.
It's unique. These are the top 10 most unique names. Best way to say this, okay? For boys, Hollis, we just mentioned, is 1,000.
1,000.
Okay, Hollis.
Yeah.
Damari,
Mark.
$9.99.
Okay.
Cullen, Abner. When I think of Abner.
Yeah, I know a few Abners.
Okay, when I think of Abner Doubleday pops in my head. He created baseball.
Okay.
And apparently there's this skit on maybe a Saturday Night Live skit where like Abner Doubleday is creating baseball and he's losing.
Okay.
So he keeps on making up these rules, and that's how baseball. You can't run unless the ball's caught. You can't just run. You have to wait for it to be caught before you run. He's
Right.
making up these rules because he's losing.
Right.
That's how baseball comes to be.
Okay.
Abner. Thatcher. I don't know any Thatchers.
Don't know any.
Cody with a K. Now I know Cody's with a K before for a boy's name.
Well, I've
K-O-D-Y, Cody.
Yeah, but I've heard. Well, I know two with both letters.
Like C and a K.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ulysses, but it's spelled weird. U-L-I-S-E-S. U-L-I-S-E-S. Ulysses.
Okay.
Osman. Ephraim. I was in the hospital.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
And Wren. W-R-E-N. Wren. Those are the bottom 10 or maybe top 10 most unique names. Be a better way to say it. Not the bottom 10.
Yeah,
the top 10.
Those are, but they sound normal, though.
Yes, they're normal enough to where like you wouldn't hear it and say, "What? That's not a name."
Right.
You would say, "Oh,
yeah, you made that up."
Yeah. Those aren't made up. Those are real names. They're just unique enough to where you say, "Oh, that's unique." Okay, those are the boys. Here's the girls.
Okay.
We mentioned Alani.
Mm-hmm.
Aya.
Aya.
A-Y-A-H.
Okay.
Angelique.
Yeah, know those names.
Shay, S-H-A-Y.
Heard that name.
Sariah, S-A-R-I-A-H.
Nope.
Elizabeth with an S, not a Z. Elizabeth with an S.
Never heard of that.
I don't know how to say this one. Adia? Maybe it's Adia. A-A, two A's to begin it, James. A-A-D-H-Y-A.
No.
I think it's Adia.
I don't know anybody about that name.
Araya, or Araya, Naraya, and Claire, spelled C-L-A-R-E. By the way, if you're wondering, the normal spelling of Claire, C-L-A-I-R-E, ranks 67th.
Okay.
So Claire without the I is ranked 991st. With the I is ranked 67th. So you go way up the list with the I. And then there's Elizabeth, the regular spelling, what you consider regular with a Z, goes from 995th to 15th if you just put a Z in it instead of an S.
Oh.
So those are the top 10 most unique names for boys and girls. Well, quickly, let's see what's gone on this day, James, in rock and roll, pop, and R&B. Starting off on this date in 1963, where this group released this song on the U.S. charts. The Beach Boys released Surfin' USA, a song written by Brian Wilson, set to the music of Sweet Little 16, which was written by Chuck Berry. Billboard ranked Surfin' USA the #1 song of 1963, Surfin' USA by the Beach Boys. Here was on this day, rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history in the year 1967, where this group went to #1 on the U.S. charts with their 4th U.S. #1 hit.
While the sun is bright, or in the darkest night.
The Rolling Stones and their song Ruby Tuesday, the group's 4th U.S. #1 single. Let's Spend the Night Together was the original A-side, but after radio stations banned the song, Ruby Tuesday became the A-side and would go #1.
Who could hang a name on you when you change with every new day? Still I'm gonna miss you. Don't question.
And it was on this day, rock and roll, pop, and R&B music history, 1974, where this group released their first single from their 2nd album. ABBA with their song Waterloo, the first single from their album. Credit to the group performing under the name ABBA. It later became the winning entry for Sweden in the 1974 Eurovision Song Contest. A #1 hit in several countries. It reached the U.S. top 10 as well. Went on to sell nearly 6 million copies, making it one of the best-selling singles in U.S. history. Waterloo on this day, 1974. And that's what's gone on this day, March the 4th, in rock and roll, pop, and R&B. It's 9 o'clock in the morning.
This is the talk of the town, AM 1230, and now on FM 103.9, WHIR Danville, powered by Kentucky WiMAX.
It's 9 o'clock.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. President Trump is pausing U.S. military aid to Ukraine 3 years after Russia's invasion. In a statement, a White House official said that Trump has been clear he's focused on peace and that our partners need to be as well. NBC's Keir Simmons in Moscow.
Together, President Trump was posting a furious reaction to President Zelensky saying overnight that the war could last a long time. That's not, of course, what President Trump has promised the American people. So, without doubt, this is a crisis for Europe and NATO. The French president proposing a ceasefire plan, but it would need the agreement of the US and Russia. All this makes President Trump's hope for ceasefire less likely. The Kremlin declaring Ukraine doesn't want peace. Ukraine pointing out Russia fired thousands of bombs, drones and missiles at it just last week.
Word of the pause comes just ahead of Trump's address to a joint session of Congress tonight, the first of his second term as commander-in-chief. 25% tariffs ordered by President Trump on goods from Mexico and Canada are now in effect. In Washington, Alice Barr.
Since we are already seeing retaliation from China and Canada. China says it will impose tariffs of up to 15% starting next week, targeting American agriculture. The tariffs will be imposed on products like chicken, wheat, cotton, and beef. Canada says it will respond with 25% tariffs on over $100 billion of American goods. And Ontario's premier said he would be happy to cut off electricity exports to the U.S.
If he wants to destroy our economy and our families, I will shut down the electricity going down to the U.S.
Trump also imposed another 10% tariff on Chinese imports in addition to 10% tariffs enacted last month. Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Something amazing is happening at work. Innovative tools are helping people do better work. That's because CDW configuration specialists are multiplying productivity with Microsoft Windows 11 Pro Surface devices. Built-in security, flexibility, and simplified management streamline tasks so your team can get more done. Microsoft and CDW make amazing happen. Learn more at cdw.com/surface.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Dolly Parton has announced the passing of her husband of almost 60 years. More from Mark Mayfield.
Parton announced in a post on Instagram that her husband, Carl Dean, had died Monday in Nashville at the age of 82. The pair met in 1964 and were married in 1966, with Dean staying mostly out of the spotlight. Parton's statement added that the two spent many wonderful years together and that words can't do justice to the love that we shared for over 60 years. I'm Mark Mayfield.
Most Americans believe it should be lights out for daylight saving time. Rory O'Neill reports.
Before you spring your clocks forward this weekend, a new Gallup survey finds most Americans would rather stay with standard time all year round. When last polled in 1999, 73% of Americans preferred the later sunsets that come with daylight saving time, but now that number is down to 40%. 54% of Americans believe standard time is the way to go. 3 years ago, the U.S. Senate voted to implement daylight saving time year-round, but that bill then stalled in the House.
President Trump announced on Monday that the high-profile chip maker Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Company will be investing at least $100 billion in the U.S. More from Tony Waterman.
The money will go towards building 2 advanced chip-making facilities in Arizona, adding to the 3 plants already under construction. Tens of thousands of jobs are expected to be created. President Trump said the investment will allow TSMC to start manufacturing AI and smartphone chips in the U.S. TSMC is the largest chip maker in the world, most of those chips produced in Taiwan.
Michael Kastner, NBC News Radio.
Waking up on the right side. This is the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
Phase 1 is the mineral deal. Phase 2 is a ceasefire. Phase 3 is a negotiated settlement. That negotiated settlement, as I said in my interview with Zelensky a number of weeks back, would include the rare earth mineral deal to pay back the United States and also ensure an American presence there that would help them in terms of their country's security. And number 2, a ceasefire. That would be very good for them right now because they don't have the manpower and they don't have the weaponry and they don't even have the prospects of drafting any people because they're now forcing 45-year-old men into the battlefield. And I doubt most 45-year-old men can fight like 20 and 25-year-old guys.
From coast to coast, from sea to shining sea, it's the Sean Hannity Show.
The election is officially over, but is your money still at risk? We still have a staggering $35 trillion in debt. Interest on this debt now costs more than our entire defense budget for the first time in history. On top of that, we're still feeling the consequences of the brutal inflation we saw under Biden and the global chaos ripping across the globe. That's why thousands of concerned Americans are turning to precious metals to help hedge against these threats. And they're reaching out to the top-rated precious metals company, Goldco, to make it happen. Goldco has over 6,000 five-star reviews and has helped people just like you purchase over $2.5 billion in gold and silver. Right now, they're offering a free gold and silver kit to help you diversify your savings. Visit HannityGold.com or call 855-815-GOLD to get your copy free of charge. Plus, you could receive up to a 10% instant match on bonus silver for qualified accounts. Visit HannityGold.com or call 855-815-GOLD. That's HannityGold.com.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
This is a Hometown Radio Network information update. The Boyle County Extension Office is partnering with the City of Danville to present a 5-session civic engagement and local government series with its purpose to educate citizens on local government and how things get done. The program is completely free, but they do ask that you register online to let them know which topics you're most interested in and so they can plan for snacks as well. The series also coincides with Danville's budget process, so it's a chance to get questions answered about that as well and learn how you can get involved. You can register by following the link on the City of Danville Facebook page. The Danville Architectural Heritage Board is accepting nominations for their 2025 Preservation Awards, which recognize the efforts in Danville and Boyle County in preserving historic built environment. The awards help celebrate those people and stories that inspire the community and reinforce the importance of historic preservation in Danville and Boyle County. There are multiple categories for the awards: residential exterior restoration, commercial or institutional exterior restoration, adaptive reuse, educational preservation project by an individual or group, an outstanding preservation project by an individual or group. The awards are presented in May. You can nominate a person or business for these awards at danvilleky.gov. The Boyle County Senior Commodities Distribution is set for this Thursday at Danville First Church of God. Seniors will be able to stay in their car and have their food box loaded for them. All clients on the active list should pick up food by 12:30, and those in the waiting list should pick theirs up between 12:30 and 1. If you have any questions, call Danville First Church of God at 859-236-4700. Temperatures are even warmer today, and we also expect a rain shower and thunderstorm as well tonight. It's a week that'll give us all kinds of different weather. Mid-60s with cloudy skies today, then a system that moves in tonight into Wednesday, which could bring with it damaging winds. Late tomorrow night into Thursday will bring a cold air surge with gusty winds in that system as well, but it is getting warm. As we head into next week, meteorologists are expecting temperatures back into the 70s. Reporting for the Hometown Radio Network, I'm Joe Mathis.
Santa does Anglers Outpost Marine can make this dream a reality for you. This is Kyle Christopher, and if you're looking for a new boat, Anglers Outpost Marine can help. We have a wide range of boats to choose from, so no matter what you're interested in, we can assist you with the buying process and with financing. Visit us today in North Garrett at the corner of Highway 27 and 34. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, Saturday by appointment. Cruise on in to Anglers Outpost Marine.
Hi, it's Daryl, the cigar sommelier and owner of Smokin' Bourbon. I know you guys have been waiting, but the wait is over. We are now open for business. So come on down to Smokin' Bourbon, where you can smoke, sip, and chill.
Central Kentucky's newest cigar bar in Danville by the bowling alley in the Greenleaf Shopping Center. This big boss atmosphere is veteran-owned with connoisseur quality cigars and bourbon, creating a social destination. For more information, go to smoke-in-bourbon.com.
Now open.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
All right, Jack. Appreciate that, buddy. Brought to you by our friends over at the Little Sign Shop. Need a sign, a banner, or a decal fast? The new owners and operators of the Little Sign Shop have full-color digital printing, magnetic signs, auto signage, and they offer a logo design in Danville where 2nd and 4th Streets meet. Call them. 859-238. 7391. Cloudy skies, 67 degrees is your high. Low tonight, 52. Windy, breezy conditions tonight into tomorrow, where we get really strong gust of wind at times tomorrow. You may even see some snow showers tomorrow night into Thursday as temperatures drop down below freezing.
Get out of here. Get out of here with your snow.
Thursday, mostly cloudy, becoming sunny, 45. Friday, partly sunny, and 56. Right now, it's 9:12 in the morning. It is 50 degrees, and Dusty joins us this morning for the Kentucky Music Preview. Good morning, Dusty. How are you?
Morning, Joe. Doing all right. Just working. We're in Frankfurt for most of this week.
Okay.
Working on a big project there for Forks of Elkhorn.
Yeah, it's a church in Frankfurt. Yeah, it's a pretty big church, right?
It's pretty big, and we also just love saying it because it's like, henceforth we shall travel to the Forks of Elkhorn.
It does. It sounds like Lord of the Rings. J.R.R. Tolkien has got this place in the Lord of the Rings trilogy on his map of Middle-earth.
Right, yeah. It's like, here's Forks of Elkhorn. It's like, make sure you go
that's
there.
good. I told Dusty I witnessed his handiwork yesterday, Pulaski County High School, home of the girls' 12th region tournament.
Good.
And sounded great, and I'll be at Lincoln County, back in Pulaski tonight, but Lincoln County Thursday, which is another gym where I'll witness your handiwork. I said, Dusty, I will feel you all week long.
Well, you're welcome.
Breathing down the nape of my neck.
And hopefully, I haven't gotten any panicked calls, so hopefully it's all being
Everything's good. They know what they're doing. Yeah, they've Pulaski County, the PA announcer there is really good. I didn't know this guy. And he walked up to me as I walked in. He's like, oh, the Danville radio guys are here. He's like, I got a question. Is your name Andrew? I was like, no, my name's Joe. He said, do you know who you sound like? I said, Andrew?
Andrew,
He's
maybe?
like, yeah, you sound like Andrew. Well, he was talking about the guy who does the post-game on our Kentucky basketball broadcast.
Okay.
Who does, like, the SEC scoreboard updates.
Yeah.
Across the SEC, Mississippi State leads South Carolina, that guy.
Okay.
Who does it after the broadcast is over, but before Matt Jones takes the air. His name is Andrew, I guess.
Because it's like after the official JMI one where they get done interviewing Pope or whatever.
Yes, and then they go back to the studio.
And they have to fill in just that little gap.
And there's
right?
Andrew.
Yeah.
And he said, you sound like Andrew. He said, I was listening to you call a game last week. So they were having their district championships there at Pulaski County, but he was wanting to know what was going on in the other districts. So he was listening to me. He told me he called DCA Lincoln boys on Friday night.
Okay.
And he said, and I thought that the guy who does the post game for WHI or for UK also calls games for WHI. I thought it was Andrew.
That was the same person.
And I told him he's not the first person to tell me that. He's literally the second person to tell me that. The first person was my brother-in-law, who his son, my nephew, thought that I was doing the UK post-game coverage on the UK Sports Network, that I was Andrew. So he's the second guy to tell me that. But he's the PA announcer there, and he does a great job. He works magic on the Pro Sound and Lights speakers. He does a great job there. So they got it sounding good in Pulaski County.
We've put in a lot of work there, and it's because they also use that gym for a wide variety of things, including their graduation. So if you're there, and please don't do this if you're just a random person, but if you're there, the way they set up their stage for their graduation is that they set it up on the side that doesn't have like the big what is it called? Like a vestibule area, right?
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Because there's a big part up there where people can stand.
Yeah, that's where the media sits.
Okay.
We sit there in the big. There's the concession stand area up there too. Yeah, it's this huge walkway, and the media sets up there. Yeah.
So if you're staring down the court,
where the big maroon Pulaski County maroon logo is in the back wall, is where they set the stage up.
They set the stage up for graduation, and there's a speaker there, and then there's a light switch. If you can tell, just like randomly on a wall, and it's just like it's the most random light switch. that switches on and off that speaker.
Okay.
The reason why we installed that is because whenever you set up the stage there, you want to turn off that speaker so you don't fight feedback.
Oh, so it's strategically placed by you all for graduation, right. But for everything else, somebody could just come by and flip it off, and the speaker would go off.
The speaker would go off.
No, let's not do that.
Yeah.
We're not.
But
look, it's DCA tonight. The good DCA fans, they aren't going down there to flip light switches. They're going down there to kick some tail.
To win some ball
games.
No, I watched a good game last night. My youngest Beck was in rec league.
It's the playoffs, right?
The playoffs.
What was the score?
I think they lost by 2. I think it was like 21.
So
I had to
over?
leave a little bit early because my other one had practice.
Okay. And so the season over for the Bobcats?
No, well, he's the Aggies.
Okay, I thought one of them was in the Bobcats.
One of them, no. That was like 2 years ago. I think they were a Bobcat.
I've got great
memory. Yeah, that's all right. I mean, there's Bobcats that play now. I think they're actually playing tonight. But anyway, the Aggies, their season's over. It was a hard fought game. It was good.
Yeah.
And then my Lucas, my oldest, he plays tonight. He is the Hurricanes.
Do the parents get into it?
Oh yeah, man.
So like they kind of get into it in our league, but there's no score, so there's no reason to get into it.
Yeah, because you're still playing on what
we're playing in the kindergarten,
goals?
First grade league, and it's still. There's still 6-foot goals.
I mean, I know you keep score and stats just because you're you.
Yeah. But I mean, like, parents are like, wow, I wish that kid wouldn't have done that. But they're not like carrying on.
No, this is like there's people yelling at refs, like all kinds of stuff going on.
I figured so. Yeah. Once you start keeping score, things change.
And it's a little competitive. And like I saw a good reel the other day, and it was about a coach, and he put I think it was the AAU coach. He put his team he put the parents of the players on the course or on the court, right? And was like, hey, just play like this pickup game, and then had all the kids just shouting at them, right? And so it's one of those where it's like you have a coach and you should totally listen to your coach, and then you have like the random parents there just like back the ball, right?
Yeah.
And so there's like, and now the parents are like, well, it's totally confusing, and the coach is like, exactly. It's like I'm here to be the coach. I should listen to the coach, and he even stated how whenever like his kids got to a certain age, like high school age, right, or middle school, where it's like they had their own coach, like he did not shout from the crowd at all. Even though clearly he's like an AAU coach, like he knows what he's doing, but he was like, I get to be a parent then. I don't have to be a coach.
Yeah, I remember asking. So I graduated from Danville in 2007, right? Mm-hmm. So we had that run there at Danville. We went to the state championship in football 3 or 4 years, and one of my good friends who played football was Coach Fry's son. Andy Fry's the longtime Center College head football coach.
Right.
And he's going to watch his son play high school.
Right.
Nathan, who plays on the high school team, right? And I asked him one time, I was like, how do you handle that? Like, you're the head coach of a college team, and you're going back to watch and Coach Harp was the head coach, right? So it's not like, there wasn't a clown on the sideline. This is Coach Harp. He's a legendary coach in and of himself, right? And so he's just like, look, that's not my job. I'm not the Danville High School coach. I'm the Center College coach. I'm just coming to watch my son play his football game.
That's exactly it.
So that was kind of his mindset.
And so I even asked Lucas sometimes, I'm like, hey, do you want us to be the parents that like shout? And he was like, no.
Please don't.
He was like, please don't.
Yeah. I'm not a shouter at all.
I mean, we like cheer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Like,
I'll tell Jack. So I'm one of the coaches, so I'll tell Jack, hey, look, you got to do this, you got to do that.
But you're one of the coaches.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's different versus if I'm on the sideline, because there's one kid that's on Lucas's team, and he's a great kid. But his parents like just give him direction every time. And at one point in a game, I remember like the coach is telling him to do one thing, and his parents are telling him to do the exact opposite.
Yes.
And I'm like, that has to be rough on that kid.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, how do you
what
balance
do you do?
that?
Yeah. How do you can't make both parties happy.
You can't. And then it's just like, I think I was just like, man, just let the coach coach. Like if you wanted to coach your kid from the audience, like. What? Like they asked for volunteers.
You could have done it.
Mm-hmm. You could have done it.
Yeah.
And it's like you've been to every practice and every game, so it's like there's no big difference there of like your time. Yeah. It's just like you just didn't want to have the responsibility of like coaching a team.
Yeah.
And you just still want to yell and coach at your kids. So I don't know. I'm just not that. I'm just not that person. I'm just like, go team. You did great. Like,
way to go.
Yeah. And like, and every once in a while I'll be like, Lucas, your man. Like, right? Like. pick him up.
Yeah,
right?
He'll be in La La Land just the same way. Will you guard your person?
It's
what
like,
are you doing?
What are you doing? Like, wake up. Or it's like, I'll write stuff down because, like, one time he has, like, Lucas and Beck both have this habit of, like, they have the ball, right? And they run towards the person that they're supposed to guard on the other side. And I'm like, no, you're supposed to get open.
Yeah, you get away from them.
Get away from it, not just be near them, so that way you're easier to guard.
Yes, yeah. So, it's always fun. Yeah, Rec League basketball. We're off this Saturday, and then we have our final game of the week next Saturday.
Okay.
So one game left for us.
We have Beckham's done now, and Lucas plays his tournament game tonight. So if he wins, he'll face another team, I think, Friday?
In like the semifinals?
Well, no, I think it's quarterfinals, right? Like there's...
Well, so how many teams are in the league?
A lot.
Okay, maybe it is quarterfinals and Friday.
I think we're a play-in game, I think.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
You were like in the 11-12 play-in game or something, 11
I think
seed, 12
so.
seed.
Yeah.
By the way, Andrew Capps is the guy's name that the dude said that I sounded like.
Andrew Capp.
Our buddy is listening, Mr. Packett. He says he also calls some UK baseball and softball, too.
Ooh.
So that's the guy that the dude at Pulaski County said I sounded like. Andrew Capps. Kappes, I guess is how you say his last name.
If he ever is sick, he needs to call you up so that way nobody will know.
I may be able to fool a couple of people. Maybe not everybody, but some people, like Pulaski County PA guy, he could be fooled, and my nephew would be fooled, too.
Some mannerisms. All right, Joe, I like to keep you up to date on trendy things, right? I try to, I guess. I don't know. But I went down this rabbit hole the other day, and I found it kind of fascinating. And it's a thought experiment, and it's about feel-good stories in America.
Okay.
Right? And it's this weird phenomenon, and so they finally put a name to it. And the thought experiment is called the orphan crushing machine.
Okay.
All right?
That's an odd name.
It's an odd name.
Attention grabber.
Yeah, but you'll get it. So the hypothetical story is billionaire saves 200 kids by donating like $100,000 to prevent the orphans from being crushed by a machine.
Okay, good.
Right?
Way to go, billionaire.
Exactly. But you never ask, why is there a machine
that crushes
orphans?
You just feel good about yourself because the billionaire has saved them.
Exactly. And so that's the phenomenon. And so, like, if you are going on, like, these news websites and stuff and you see the comments where someone says, oh, this is just another orphan crushing machine, that's what they're referring to, right? And we've covered some on this
show. Like what?
I think he was like 11 years old, and the high school robotics team built him a wheelchair because it was a specialized wheelchair that he needed.
Yeah.
Because his insurance refused to pay for it. So it's a feel-good story because you're like, way to go. Like, way to go, high school
robotics team. Look at these young guys coming together, young girls and guys.
Nobody is asking, why in the world is this special needs kid being denied a
wheelchair where he has to rely on a high school robotics team to build him one?
Exactly, right?
Wow, yeah.
Or the fact that it's like the, what is it? Like, I think a Dunkin' Donuts lady. Now, some of these I don't agree with because it's like a Dunkin' Donuts customer like gives an employee a house after they learn that she like was getting kicked out before the holidays. And I think that's like pure... Like, that's just being nice, right? Mm-hmm. But you don't ask, like, why is she being kicked out of the house? Or why do you kick out a single mom and child out of a house, right? Or the lady who...
Maybe we don't want the answers. Maybe the answer to that was the lady was trying to set the apartment complex on fire. And so she's the bad guy at all.
And then there was another... that could be. There was another one where it's like a mother sells her hair to afford her kids' medicine. Right.
So why would she have to sell her hair to afford her own child's medicine?
Yeah, it's a feel good story because you're like, wow, that mom is going the extra mile,
sacrificing everything for the kid.
Yeah, but nobody ever asked, why did we let this happen?
Why should she have to sacrifice that much? Yeah.
So whenever you're reading or whenever you read your next feel good story on here, right? Because you get the nice updates and stuff.
Yeah, the good news. I do it at 6:40 every morning. We're going to look at it in a twisted way tomorrow.
It's not twisted. That's the thing. I don't think it's a twisted way. I think they're valid questions and points.
Yeah, they are. I mean, they are, but
it's just one of those things you don't want to think about it.
Yeah, you just want to hear the good stuff at 6:40 in the morning. You want to do too much in-depth thought about why there's an orphan crushing machine.
Exactly. You just want to know that the orphans were saved this time from the billionaire.
Thanks to billionaire,
right?
Elon Musk.
But I mean, so just keep that in mind the next time there's a nice feel good story. Just like remember that like you have to ask those hard questions sometimes, which I think it is an American thing where we just ignore it.
Yeah.
Like, we don't want to think about it.
Right.
And but we need to. Like, I think that's an issue that we have together
I
as
like
a
it.
society.
That makes sense.
Right?
Makes a lot of sense.
So, Orphan Crushing Machine.
What do we got going on real quickly, Dusty? Music. We only have 4
Music-wise.
minutes till bottom hour news.
All right.
And you picked out an interesting, I don't even know how to even pronounce some of these words on this. So
Neither do I.
Okay.
So, but
we'll
I
figure
know
it out together.
I know that they're going to be at Center College. They're going to be at the Norton Center coming up. And I've actually listened to these people quite a bit thanks to the brass band because they're a nice brass band. They're mainly instrumental. There's some songs that have words in it as well, but they're mainly instrumental, and they have an awesome they're just awesome brass players.
Yeah, so the name of their group is, I guess it's pronounced Nozil Brass.
Yeah.
So there's an M in front of the N. The M's got to be silent. It's almost like the word pneumonia. There's that P there for some reason. Why is that P in the word pneumonia there? I don't know. Same thing with this M.
If you were to ask me to spell pneumonia, I don't think I would include
the P would not be in. Right. That silent P's there.
That silent P.
Nozil Brass, and name of the song looks like you pronounce it Florentiner Marsch. M-A-R-S-C-H. It's not March. There's an S. Marsch.
Marsch.
Florentiner Marsch by Nozil Brass. And you said they're coming to Norton Center for the Arts.
Yes, they'll be here this Friday. So check them out. Give them a good listen because they're going to be awesome on Friday if you want to go check them out. And I mean, you can let them play since it's mostly instrumental.
Yeah.
Then you got MJ Linderman's going to be at Green Lantern Bar Friday. Wild Pink will also be playing with him at Green Lantern Bar. If you want to go check them out on Friday. Thunderstruck, America's AC/DC tribute, will be at Manchester Music Hall. If you are into some AC/DC enough to go see a tribute band of AC/DC.
I'll pass.
Right? Like, I think you get enough of them at sports. I want you to write down tonight how many times you hear an AC/DC
Thunderstruck's going to definitely be on the playlist.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, that's not their best one. There's one, I doubt they even cover it, but Sunday, right? Because it's not Sunday, it's Sunday. Sunday Best will be at the Log Steel Amphitheater this Saturday. They are also on the UKFCU Credit Union commercial. If you listen to it.
That's real specific, okay. Is that the one with Matt Jones in it?
No, that's that's a UKFCU Credit Union
different commercial.
But different commercial, yeah. They talk about their interest rates, but it's like in the background you hear, I want to go home.
All right. There's that tuba again.
Geese will be playing at the Burl. It sounds more professional whenever you have this nice brass behind it, right?
Yeah, it does. A little more formal. Sound like we know what we're talking about.
Cameron Marlowe will be at Manchester Music Hall Saturday if you want to go check him out. Preston Cooper will be also playing with him. The Raving House, which is those house shows, will feature Paul McDonald this Saturday if you want to go check him out. And so that's the music that is happening this weekend.
I really feel like I'm going to get a funnel cake at Brass Band Festival.
Oh, right.
Center College's lawn. It is going on there again, right? Center
Yes.
College. All right,
Yeah,
so make
yeah.
sure.
We're actually
haven't seen. Have y'all announced the bands?
Yes, the lineup is out.
The lineup is out. GABBF.org.
Yes,
And you
can
may
go
hear
check them
something
out.
like this.
Yes, this will probably be like mid-afternoon. I think we actually reached out to them, but I think there's a it's called a radius clause, where it's like if they play in a certain amount of time and a certain amount of radius from the venue, they're not allowed to play.
Well, you can't get any closer than Brass Band Festival
Right.
Norton
It's
Center.
literally right on their
this
line.
This is directly in violation of the radius clause.
But this is a very fun band, and this is just a random one that I picked out because I was listening this morning and I was like, this would be fun to play.
Yeah.
But no, we got the lineup for Brass Band and also the lineup for the Downtown Downbeats. We have our very last one. Not very last one, but the last person we have to book. We have to still get October, but I got all the other ones filled.
Okay.
And I'm excited about
Excited
the
about
lineup.
this year's Downtown Downbeats lineup.
So keep that in mind. Remember, that's the first Thursday of every month. except for the one lining up with brass band, because the brass band I think is the first weekend of June, and so technically that downtown downbeats is like the very end of March.
Okay.
And so that one's a little weird, but that happens every
You mean May, not March. Very into May.
May.
Into
Yeah.
June. Because
Yeah,
March,
March is today.
Yeah, March is like, that's 3 weeks from like Thursday. It's not happening in March.
No. You're right, May. And we start out, I think, April, May. Yeah, I think May is whenever we kick off as well.
Okay.
So you'll see the first one, which is Tim Telbert's band. He's an awesome gentleman that comes out of Lexington, Kentucky. I think he's bringing 6 people, including a horn line. And so that'll be a nice band to come, like high energy. Very, very cool dude. He's going to be kicking us off. This is all breaking news, by the way.
Yeah, here you go.
Right?
Dun, 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 dun.
And then we'll have for the Bayou and Brass and that Thursday for the Great American Brass Band Festival. We have 2 acts. I know Power Play is one of them, but I haven't gotten confirmation on the other for that one. And then, was that January, February, March, April, May, June? So June counts as the brass band one. July is a cover band we are trying out called Mom's Mad.
Okay, who do they cover?
Like 90s.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
So I'm excited about that. And that's like, I think on July 3rd.
Okay.
I think is the first Thursday of that month. August is is August Candy Jenkins? I think August is J.D. Shelburne is making his return.
Okay.
And then September is Candy Jenkins.
All right.
Who used to be Katie Tupin.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. Goes by Candy Jenkins. We've discussed that before.
Yeah, she's going to come down and play for us. And I was really excited. That was my number one to get.
Okay.
And then I think for now we're already in. We're in October, right? October is the one that we haven't nailed down yet, but we're looking to get Rags and Riches back.
Okay.
Just because we want to pull out that Center College crowd. And it's the Bourbon Trail at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
And the Bourbon Trail people were amazed. They were like, why is there like a rave going on at downtown Danville? This
Because
place
we
is
love
awesome.
y'all.
Exactly.
That's why.
And I was like, actually, it just kind of lined up that way, but we will take all the credit we can.
So there you go. Downtown Downbeats. That starts in May, and look forward to that. Downtown Danville at Whizziger Park, and live music every last Thursday of the month?
The first Thursday.
Sorry, first Thursday of the month.
First Thursday of the month. And Whizziger Park is kind of up in the air right now because we don't know if we're...
Oh, that's right. They're taking the bell tower off.
Right. And so that was our last brass band meeting. We were like, are we still allowed to perform there? Because if you can't be inside the building, why are you allowed beside the building?
Yeah.
And plus, I rock that place so hard, I probably am the one responsible.
You may bring the bell tower down.
I may bring the bell tower down by myself. But we will still have it. It will still go on. We just might have to move it somewhere. But we're trying to figure that out currently. But we'll let you know, Joe, since you like to break.
Thank you.
To break all
we
the
love
news.
breaking all the news here on the Joe Show. The Downtown Downbeats returns in May. Dusty, appreciate you being on.
Thank you, Joe.
A little fancy for you. It's 9:33 in the morning. Stiff Funeral Home comes on here next.
Don't let me down.
David is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Nice to meet you. My name is David. I've been a pharmacist for 44 years, and I'm from Flowery Branch, Georgia. When I first started taking Prevagen, I noticed stuff just seemed to come together and fit like a jigsaw puzzle. When I have customers come in, I recommend Prevagen. Number one, because it's safe and effective, does not require a prescription, and I've been taking it quite a while myself, and I know it works. I wouldn't recommend something like Prevagen if I didn't think it was worth it because it works so good for me. And I love it when the customers come back in and tell me, David, that really works so good. Makes my day.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
Hi, it's Daryl, the cigar sommelier and owner of Smoking Bourbon. I know you guys have been waiting, but the wait is over. We are now open for business. So come on down to Smoking Bourbon, where you can smoke, sip, and chill.
Central Kentucky's newest cigar bar in Danville by the bowling alley in the Greenleaf Shopping Center. This big boss atmosphere is veteran-owned with connoisseur quality cigars and bourbon, creating a social destination. For more information, go to smoke-in-bourbon.com.
Now open.
direct from Belfast, Ireland and London's West End. Be transported to the Emerald Isle with Ireland's newest music sensation, the Shamrock Tenors. Lighting up the stage with their soaring five-part harmony, the Shamrock Tenors bring a fresh energy to your favourite Irish tunes. Experience the music of Ireland like never before with the Shamrock Tenors.
EKU Center for the Arts, Sunday, March 9th at 7:30.
Hi, this is Caraway and Adeline at Mattresses and More next door to Ace Hardware in Danville. If you are looking for new furniture or bedding, come check out our tax refund sale. New merchandise arriving weekly and we sell off the floor. Get up to 35% off. We offer layaway and 12 months same as cash with approved credit. Come see on Nana. You'll be glad you did.
Again, buy it today, take it home today. Living room suits, bedroom suits, dinette sets, recliners, and more. From Mattresses and More, Southland Plaza next to Ace Hardware.
At Monticello Bank, helping your business thrive is our business. We offer a variety of products designed to make banking easier. Whether your company is large or small, you can count on us to provide accounts, loans, and other services built around the way you do business, including e-deposit, our remote deposit capture system, and merchant processing. Speak with one of our representatives and let us help you solve your business financial needs today. Monticello Bank, where people matter. Member FDIC on the Danville Bypass.
This Joe Show weather report brought to you by...
All right, Jack. Appreciate that, buddy. Brought to you by our friends over at the Big Deals online store, hometownlive.net. Shop and save on gift certificates to local businesses at big-time discounts. Up to 50% every single day. Big Deals online store, hometownlive.net. Mostly cloudy, 67 is a high, 52 the low for tonight. Wind gust up over 40 miles per hour at times, and it's going to rain. Tomorrow, showers likely, a high of 55 tomorrow, but temperatures do drop in the middle of the day down to 43, and with rain showers hanging out tomorrow and temperatures drop into the evening hours, we may see some snow tomorrow night. On Thursday, mostly cloudy, becoming sunny, 45 is the high. Friday, partly sunny and 56. Right now, it's 9:37, and Mary is in studio this morning for a Stith Funeral Home Tuesday.
The following is a paid program.
Thank you for that, Jim. And Mary Stith Hamlin joins us this morning. Good morning to Mary. How are you?
Good morning, Joe. How are you?
I am doing great.
Beautiful weather out there today.
Doing great. I know. Yeah, it's a great start to the day, isn't it?
Good.
Going to be a good day. 67 the high, cloudy skies, but I can deal with that. Give me mid to upper 60s every day. I don't care if it's cloudy or sunny.
Yeah.
I'll take the good feeling
I think
day.
after all the snow and all the cold, we all deserve a little bit of nice weather.
Yes.
Whether you're just walking out your front door and back in or you're going someplace, it's better than it has been.
Absolutely. We are happy to have you aboard the show. And what's going on in Stith Funeral Home with you all this week, Mary? What's on your mind?
Ann Yeager and I were talking yesterday about funeral processions. And we had some large funeral processions recently, and people didn't really seem to know what to do. So if you see a funeral procession coming down the street, stop right where you are, because they're led by the police, and normally, and when you stop, the family is in those cars, and they see everything that's happening outside the car, and when people don't stop, they know that most people know that you are supposed to stop for a funeral procession, and when they do, we had a fella about a year or so ago, we were going out Lexington Road, and we had a flag on the hearse because we were going to the VA cemetery. And this fella got out of his car and stood there and saluted the whole time we were going by. I mean, it almost put you in tears. It was just amazing. He was tall, and he was saluting the whole time, and the family, I said to the family, did you know him? And they said, no, we had no idea who it was.
Wow.
Why did he do that? And I said, just to honor your husband. And I mean, people don't realize how much this means to a family unless you've been through it yourself. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, for a funeral procession, sometimes, like last week, we had EMS as part of our funeral procession. People didn't know what was going on. They really, some of them, I had somebody call me afterwards and ask about, I was talking about something else to them. They said, I saw the rescue squad with you all. And I explained to her what was going on. So, it's just a really wonderful way to honor somebody.
Yeah.
And if you will stop your car and just wait, it's not going to delay you very long. It is a state law that you do not break into a funeral procession. Somebody, I think, got pulled over by the police about 6 or 8 months ago. We were going out Houstonville Road, but we hadn't gotten to the bypass yet. And somebody came out of a side street and we were all in one lane. And we were in the right-hand lane, I think. And he busted through the funeral procession. And
so you joined in the funeral procession?
Yeah. And then he'd get out and and go up to where the police were, and then he'd slow down and he'd get back in the procession trying to get past us and get away from us. The police ended up pulling him over. And then Ann Yeager had a funeral not long before that, and a fella got in the procession, and I think he didn't really realize it was a procession. He did not. Didn't know what to do, so he stayed in the procession until we turned into Memorial Gardens, and he stayed in the procession.
He didn't want to make it look like, I'm out of place here.
Yeah, and but it was very sweet of him to be that concerned about it, and the family appreciated that. But they were laughing at it.
So did he get out for the burial or whatever? Or
when we parked the cars, he went around the cemetery and left.
I'm just figuring he's fully committed at this point.
But it was it was showing a lot of respect to not get in and out and in and out. The other guy went in and out, family cars, everything. It was just a mess.
Let me ask you this: there are laws for how approaching drivers and those in the road should treat school buses too, right? Like when to stop for a school bus if the stoplight.
School buses have laws. We don't have laws.
Okay. Yeah, these aren't laws. These are just courteous things to do.
Courteous things, yes.
So is it always, regardless of what road you're on, and the road I'm thinking of is 127 out here, right? The bypass.
Regardless of what road you're on, you can always pull over.
So
or you can stop in the road.
If the funeral procession is southbound and they're on the far right lane and you're northbound and you're in the far right lane, not only are there two lanes separating you, you're going opposite ways, and there's the grass meeting in the middle or whatever, you're still saying courteous, pull over and just let the funeral procession pass.
When we're going to Camp Nelson, after we turn out at the light, we have a tail car that prevents people from coming up into the funeral procession, and we do that just to protect the funeral procession being a single entity and people not going in and out of it and in and out of it. And they get kind of some fella. I was the tail car, and I'm usually the tail car, but this guy was behind me, and he kept honking and honking and honking at me, and we weren't going 15 miles an hour. We were going probably 25 or 30, or maybe 40.
So in that case, is it okay to pass a funeral procession?
It is, except if I'm in the lane that you're in, I'm a single car and with my lights and flashers on, and it is. The police have told me it's okay for us to have a tail car just to try to keep everybody together.
Okay.
And so, then you get to Camp Nelson, you look back and here's this long line of cars. You kind of feel bad, but at the same time, it doesn't hurt people to spend a minute of their time giving to the solemnity of that.
Yeah, putting yourself in someone else's shoes, thinking about someone else and how your actions would make them feel.
It's not your family.
Yeah. With Mayor Stith Hamlin from Stith Funeral Home. And if you have any questions about any topics we've talked about or any other additional topics, insurance, prepaid, things like that, you can call Stith, 859-236-2113, 236-2113. We'll step aside. We'll come back, and we've got Ask Mary Stith. Ask a Funeral Director is coming up here next. And we'll start off with this question, Mary, about someone who says there's additional costs that are being added on with prepaid direct cremation.
What?
Exactly. We'll ask you. Coming up next.
Good Lord.
At Subtle's Tree Care, we salute the beauty of the great outdoors. And for those times when the great outdoors isn't so beautiful, you don't have to worry. At Subtle's Tree Care, we do it all. We help protect your trees from damage in high winds and storms, even tree and stump removal, land clearing, brush trimming. Let Subtle's Tree Care take a look at your property. If there's a tree that could be a problem, we'll let you know and take care of it before the problem happens. At Subtle's Tree Care, you get the best for less. Affordable, expert tree and brush trimming, cabling to reduce stress damage on your tree from high winds, weight from ice and snow, and heavy foliage. At Subtle's Tree Care, we're your neighbors. We live here. We're a licensed, insured, locally owned business, a family that's been taking care of your land for over 30 years. The great outdoors. It's beautiful. At Subtle's Tree Care, we can help you keep it that way. Visit SubtlesTreeCare.com and let's take care of your trees and property before there's a problem. Subtle's Tree Care. Get the best for less.
Ready for a fast, safe, and easy way to send your share of the rent money? Put your feet up, because with Zelle, you can send your monthly amount from the comfort of your couch. Zelle is conveniently found in your Farmers National Bank online or mobile banking account, and it's available now. Ask a Farmers National Bank representative for more information. Available to United States bank account holders only. Terms and conditions apply. Farmers National Bank. Member FDIC.
Mike Gay here. At Essity, we're committed to making the world a healthier, more hygienic place, starting right here in Harrodsburg and Danville. We're hiring machine operators where you'll work with cutting-edge technology to produce essential products like hand towels and tissue paper. Our wages start at $20 per hour with benefits on day one and opportunity for growth. If you're a high school grad ready to make an impact, visit ESSITY.com/careers. That's Essity.com/careers.
Hi, I'm Alan Martin, branch manager at Community Trust Bank. Community Trust Bank has supported communities that we call home since 1903. With locations in Boyle and Mercer counties, Community Trust Bank is a full-service bank dedicated to helping you meet your lending needs and financial goals. Please stop by and see me at our Danville main office located at 462 West Main Street. Community Trust Bank, building communities built on trust. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, loans subject to credit approval.
Water and electricity, two things that make our lives easier and better. But as valuable as each one is, together they can be deadly. Water is a conductor of electricity, and if you're standing in water or wet while using an electrical appliance, you could be shocked or electrocuted. Keep all electrical appliances away from water and make sure your hands are dry when using appliances. For more information, contact your electric cooperative.
And that's Intercounty Energy, a Touchstone Energy cooperative.
We love NASCAR. Catch the races here on WHIR AM 1230.
$9:49 in the morning on a Tuesday with Stiff, as Mary Stiff Hamlin joins us this morning from the Stiff Funeral Home here in Danville, and we're going to ask Mary a couple questions from our Ask a Funeral Director segment. And we left you off with the kind of the question, the synopsis of the question, and here's the question itself. This man says, or it could be daughter, I don't know, says their 92-year-old father passed away Saturday, expected death. He was ready, again, 92 years old. Years ago, he prepaid through National Cremation Society for my mother and himself. So for husband and wife, he prepaid the National Cremation Society. My mom passed away 10 years ago in 2015, but I wasn't involved with the arrangements. Talked with the funeral director this afternoon and set up a phone call for Wednesday, that'll be tomorrow, to review all the information and go over the contract. The funeral director mentioned additional fees not covered by the prepay, such as delivery of remains, containers, county permits, certified copies of the death certificate, etc., etc. I'll be picking up the ashes and spreading them at a later date with my sister. No service, nothing fancy, just like my dad would want. I don't know what kind of services my father bought, probably direct cremation. And although I have all of his legal and financial paperwork, I haven't seen anything about the prearranged service except for the card he carried in his wallet. In my mind, he will be cremated. I'll pick up his remains in a box, and that's pretty much it. And most of that's paid for, I assume. I looked up cremation permits for Sarasota County, Florida, which is where this guy lives, but we can put this in Kentucky terms if we want. Only saw mention of a $35 fee that was approved several years ago to help the local medical director's budget shortfall. In other words, what are the additional costs could there be if the dad already what he feels like prepaid for everything through the National Cremation Society? What are the additional costs and how much would that be?
Well, I've never heard of the National Cremation Society, but the fact that they're not in his area would make me a little leery of dealing with them, frankly. You're better off to go to a funeral home, someplace that has a building that you've got to go to. But the other fees would be like cemetery fees, flower fees if you wanted to buy flowers, certified death certificates. In Kentucky, they're $6 each. Some states, they're $25 each. Kentucky is good to us. There are several things like that. If you wanted to have a minister and you wanted to give the minister an honorarium, that might be an extra fee, that kind of thing. But you're better off not to go with an organization like that just because you don't know them. You can't reach out and touch them and say, wait a minute, you messed up here. You didn't explain this to me.
Yeah.
And Kentucky has real good laws.
Okay. So basically, if I get your answer correctly, it's better to deal with someone locally that you know.
I would. I'd rather deal with somebody I see face to face.
Yeah.
And even if they have a salesman going around selling these things, what's he going to be doing in 6 months?
That's good advice for many different businesses, right? Deal with someone face to face that you know. You can go see him, you can talk to him, and ask him questions.
Somebody who's local.
Yeah, that you trust.
Because somebody that's local, you can always trust.
You know where to find him. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Here's another question. Just got a call from the funeral home, and they said that my mother's ashes were accidentally mixed with someone else's, and that they cannot tell them apart. He said this happens every once in a while. You should see the look on Mary's face right now. He said this happens every once in a while, that both families agree to split 50-50 when it does.
I'm sorry, I've never heard of doing. I mean,
it goes on. I want to know how true that is, that it happens every once in a while. And should I seek legal counsel? I am distraught and angry. I know I have to tell my siblings and my grandmother what happened. I even debate telling them at all. My mother passed away from a hard fight with pancreatic cancer, and her death was not taken lightly. I just want some opinions on how I should go about this.
Well, number one, I don't know why they would have two different sets of ashes open at the same time. I mean, it takes the ashes are there are a lot of ashes they come in a plastic bag in a box back from the crematory, and you would have to take them out of the box, and it takes some time to mix them up. I mean,
so you're saying this does not happen very often?
No, it never has happened that I know of. I mean, I just can't imagine. And I don't know. It takes a lot of work to
mix ashes together. Yeah. It takes
maybe
a lot of effort
I'm lazy
to that.
and I don't do it. But
so there's an update on this story. So the person just posted an update on Sunday 2 days ago. The director of operations, I guess in the funeral home, I don't know, called today and said he was still trying to get a hold of the other family. He's still investigating exactly what happened, but he says due to misplaced paperwork, my mom's ashes were commingled with someone else. We have a service on Tuesday, that's today. I'm not sure what I'm going to tell my family, if anything. I've always been good at keeping secrets and bluffing my way out of things. I think I'll have to carry this to my grave. He said they'll come back here and let us know any more updates. But mislabeled paperwork.
If they hadn't even had the service and they have their mom's ashes, why was the funeral home even opening them up and mixing them with somebody else? Was she supposed to be mixed with their dad? Or, I mean, we've never even mixed husband and wife, really. I don't think. I don't know what.
Unless the box was just mislabeled that they got. They said it was mislabeled paperwork. Maybe they thought there's two boxes.
That's just paperwork.
2 boxes of ashes for one person.
No, you don't have one box of ashes for a person.
I'm like my dad. I'm trying to find the benefit of the doubt.
I know.
Or I give people credit.
The benefit of the doubt for me is a good laugh. I can't imagine why.
He said it takes effort to mix ashes.
It takes. I mean, when I do a lot of we put a lot of ashes in jewelry and small little containers and stuff for families, and even that much, just small things, you have to be very careful because ashes will spread on you in a heartbeat.
Mm-hmm.
If I have a spoon or a container full of ashes, I'm very careful. I don't want to sneeze.
Yes.
But to mix 2 full sets of ashes, that's a lot of work. And you would have to have at least 2 people, I think, trying to
just
do it.
Ho-humming their way through the workday, mixing ashes.
No, I'd fire them.
All right, last question for you. I got about 2 minutes on this one, 2.5 minutes. Uncle passed, and I was unable to come to the funeral viewing due to being deployed overseas. I was close with him for most of my life, and he was my caretaker and guardian after my mom left. It doesn't really feel like that he passed, and I should grieve and feel upset, but I don't feel anything. I've missed many funerals being overseas, and each time I haven't felt anything. I think it might be because I have yet to see the finality of it. Is it weird to want to see the viewing photos? Family took some, and I've requested to see them, and I've gotten weird responses and remarks. They don't seem to understand. What do you think?
No, that's the best thing he can do is see seeing is believing.
Right.
And
that's what he said. It's like there's no finality.
Our brains don't accept it until they see that person. And I understand exactly what he's going through. I've had to talk people into letting children go in and see their grandmother that they've seen every day of their life, and the parent wants to protect them. But that's the worst thing you can do. I still remember seeing my little brother when I was not quite 6 and he was not quite 3. But I can remember my parents taking me in the back room at the funeral home, and there was Johnny in his casket. And I asked Mother and Daddy if I could touch him, and they said yes, and he was cold. And so we then had to wait for Daddy to go get his blankie and bring it back to the funeral home to put on him because I wanted his blankie on him. And but that, I'm 73 years old, and that's still, for 70 years, it's a memory I have.
Yeah.
So I was a child, and that helped me say goodbye to him.
One of the top answer on here is, they said the family took photos, but you're the weird one for wanting to see the photos?
No.
Why did they bother taking the pictures if it would be weird to look at the pictures in the first place?
No, they did the right thing, taking the pictures for him.
Yes, but he's saying they're making him feel weird for asking to see them, but he's the one, he wants to see them.
They're being weird for not wanting him to see what they saw.
Why'd you take the pictures if you didn't want anybody to see the pictures to begin with?
No, the kindest thing they can do for him is send him copies of those pictures.
Yeah, a young man deployed overseas, again, wanted to see the pictures of his uncle who passed away, who was very close to him. There's that sad music, and if you have any questions for Stitt Funeral Home, maybe some of the topics we talked about today sparked a question in your mind. 859-236-2113. Talk with Mary or Ann Yeager, the staff there at Stitt. They'd love to answer your questions, sit down and talk with you as well. Mary, appreciate you being on.
Take care, Joe. Hope everybody has a good, warm week.
Yes. Again, there's that sad music. My time's come to an end of the Joe Show. Had a blast with you all on this Tuesday morning. Hoping the start to your work day just a little bit more bearable. I'm Joe Mathis signing off. I'm back with you later on tonight from Pulaski County High School as the DCA girls take on Pulaski County girls, the Lady Maroons versus Lady Warriors in the first round of the 12th Region Basketball Tournament. Tip-off at 6:30 tonight right here on 103.9 FM WHIR Danville News Talk Sports. Kentucky Sports Radio coming up next.